We're on a mission from God.
Somebody asked me for the audio file for the countdown music. That's not me. But this is me. Welcome to The Rational Male. Live from beautiful Las Vegas, Nevada. I just got done doing 2 hours with Tony Huge. I wanted to get him in the studio, but he had other prior commitments, but you'll see that documentary soon enough. And now, I get to add Inside Edition to my IMDb database appearances. For the 20 seconds I was on Inside Edition on Friday, I believe it was. Yes. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Glad you guys are here. I'm going to get into it today. If you are religious, I'm going to step on your feet today. Just letting you know ahead of time. There we go.
Not tonight. I'm so tired.
Can I be honest?
No,
I feel like I've gotten rejected a lot lately.
I get it, but to be honest, it's hard for me to want intimacy when I don't feel connected to you.
I'm confused. Our daughter was off
Maybe you shouldn't dress in your clothes.
school, so we had all this time together as a family. We had dinners, we went to the playgrounds, we even went to stores together. How could we not be connected?
Because
hypergamy doesn't care.
it's just being around each other doesn't mean I feel connected. Women, especially the longer they've been married, fall into what's called a responsive desire type. This simply means that their wanting intimacy is linked to how connected they feel in the relationship. No. This can be confusing to many partners who relate connection to the amount of time spent together or the absence of conflict. Like, we haven't been arguing, so we should be good. But this isn't how women experience connection. Intimacy can be an area of the relationship that creates connection or disconnection. If you want to understand more about responsive versus spontaneous desire, read the caption.
I have no desire to fuck you.
She's not a Christian!
Want to go upstairs and play chess?
I'm so tired. Not tonight.
Okay.
It's just the phase of life we're in.
Honestly, when you say that, what I hear is that we're not going to play chess for 3 years.
I could live without it.
Great, that makes me feel really good.
Babe, don't take it personally.
I feel at a loss. I'm trying to be the best partner that I can be and take some of the mental load and give you space so that you can rest. And honestly, I would want to do that regardless of intimacy.
Stop talking to her like a chick then.
But when you still say that you're tired, it starts to feel personal and I don't know what to do.
Oh, I know what you do. You come to Las Vegas and...
You've been feeling unwanted.
Yeah, I do.
I haven't been showing you how much you mean to me and that
Yeah, it's called sucking dick.
I'm still in love with you.
I appreciate that our priorities have shifted, and I would still love to get back to date nights and having more us time.
I can get on board. Thank you for being honest, and I'm really sorry I was so quick to dismiss it before. I love you, and I do want to work on this.
I love you too, and I want to be close to you.
Shit, that will never work in your marriage.
So much trouble with this concept that you can sacrifice your way to intimacy. You are doubling down on that duty sex dynamic.
Happy wife,
through it.
happy life.
Ah.
You and I want intensely our wives' happiness and flourishing. We want to see them shine.
Yeah. Well, I'd like to sorry, baby. I'd like to see you shine.
The problem with that saying is that it's flipped. It's not happy wife, happy life. It's happy life, happy wife. It's the man who is all in on the life that God has given him and is seizing it with both hands, who actually produces
I can't believe Christians actually reproduce. Like how do you reproduce?
A happy wife.
Yeah, 100. And it's like advanced friend zone game is what it is. It's
yes, get married so you can be in a friend zone marriage.
No, it's advanced.
Advanced though. Yes, yeah. This is not for the weak of heart.
literally like
We got too much of that in the church. We really
I
do.
sneak through the back door and eventually she learns to love me. I don't get it. I never get it.
I don't get it. I never get it. Like, that pretty much sums this whole thing up.
Evan's biggest dream was he just wanted me to be his hoe. Like, I'm gonna be with just you forever, and so I want you to desire me more than anything else in the world, and I want you to make me feel like I'm the hottest, coolest, like most amazing person, right? And so I say that word, but in a very different context than most people are used to hearing it. I became more hoe-like in my marriage and truly became emotionally present and, you know, really physically present, emotionally and physically present, those together. And I started to desire my husband. I initiated sex. I just was way more playful and fun consistently, not just sometimes.
You don't have to be a hoe. You just have to harness the energy of the hoe.
He changed. It's like a light bulb turned on. He went from not as confident, dull, to just like this energetic, moving mountains, amazing man. Because
I got hats off to producer Kyle for this. He's the one who came up with this one today.
he just felt like I saw him. I respected him. I really didn't realize that the key to unlocking his potential was in our sex life. That sounds crazy. Like, I'm like, what? Like, I remember thinking about, you know, having sex with him when we
I'm sorry, why does that sound crazy?
Right.
I'm only fucking you for the rest of my life. It doesn't sound crazy at all. In fact, it sounds very pragmatic.
were at our lowest, and I was like, hell no. But when I really grew in this area, and when he also grew and took responsibility to truly make me feel loved and safe, then we just exploded. And so
See, here's the deal, Kyle. I don't know if you're aware of this or not. Oh, thanks, man. Every man wants a slut. Every man, listen to me. Every man wants a slut. He just wants her to be his slut. Okay, like, ladies, you learn that one simple fact, and you will have a great relationship and possibly a very great marriage to boot.
My rich boyfriend does that altered my brain chemistry. Many may not know, but when I met Brandon, we both lived in New York.
Yes, this is Brandon Carter, guys. I am sorry to say, and I love me some Brandon Carter.
He decided to move to Miami months of us dating and said, move down with me. I told him I can't move until my debt is paid in full. He said, done. He said, you don't have to worry about money. I'll give you an allowance. His exact words, you don't have to work. You don't have to worry about bills. Men take care of the bills. No 50-50 shit. That's for broke boys. You don't have to worry about your clothes. We'll go shopping in Miami. He told me I no longer have to worry about driving, so I gifted my car to my parents. He said you don't have to worry about cooking. We'll go out to eat, or we can order Uber Eats on days we decide to stay in. You don't have to worry about missing your friends and family. You can visit New York whenever you want.
Okay. I'm sorry that is Brandon Carter. What is there to do? What's left? Have you seen this, Rick Ross? Yep. I love you. I love you too, boo.
Hold up, green line test.
wait, hold on. Well, put us on screen real quick. I love you too. I love you too, boo.
3, 2. Come on, let's go. Dale.
Yeah, so you know they're getting divorced, right? Or they were just broke up.
I think
I thought it was a girlfriend. Was it a girlfriend?
I'll find out.
I'm pretty sure it's a girlfriend. Anyways, that's Rick Ross and his girlfriend Jemiza or something like that. Yeah. And there's so many of these. Even Rick Ross took notice and said, "You know what? I don't think this bitch is into me."
It's Jasma.
Jasma.
Like if you had set that as your object, you're like, I want to live a luxurious life. Fair enough. You could have made that your goal to be like the most successful gold digger in the world. And you would have achieved all of that, the travel, the living somewhere lovely, all of this without the sex side of it.
I see them as more of a sex worker than me. Because they're using their sex appeal. They're using sex to pleasure their partner. Their partner is then
Shout out to Coral Osborne for this one.
going to fund their lifestyle. Their partner is then going to pay for holidays, fancy clothes. They're using sex just like I am. However, I'm not afraid to admit I use sex to get what I want. Whereas those people become very snobby, very uptight. They look down on most people. Yet they're still using their holes to pay their bills. It's just someone else who's doing it, but I'm independent.
So you're like the more honest, more authentic version of
For
that.
sure. Like there's nothing I like
You're a freelance hoe.
about. People call me a slut, slag, whatever, and I accept that. People call me a sex worker because I am. Whereas if I was to say, look, you've married your husband purely for his money, in return you give him sex, they'd be like, no, I'm not a sex worker. If they stop giving him sex, he's going to leave and go elsewhere. But they can't. They need his money.
Yeah. I was gonna say she's locked down. At least she does have the free. You know, people gave me so much shit for this when I typed this out on Twitter. I said, you know, it's better an honest whore than the chick who, the Christian girl who makes up reasons why she doesn't want to fuck you at night. Like, I would rather be fucking Bonnie Blue than that original chick that was in the first video, or the second one for that matter too. Like what? Like show like ladies, like Christian ladies only in the chat. Do you not? I mean, does that not seem pragmatic? Does that not seem like a good idea? It's
like in your old life before you knew Jesus, is thinking that all the times that you made a good decision, it was you. You're like, well, yeah, because I'm not that bad. I'm not that bad of a person. I have good intentions. I have good morals. So every time I made a good decision, that was because of me, because I'm great. It wasn't until recently that I was able to like look
Is this chick like 12? Like, she have braces now?
back and realize that, well, all the times that I made a good decision, that good came from God. Even though I didn't have an active relationship with him, he was the good in every good decision that I made.
Okay, so there you have it, people. Every time Rolo pops off with some really good stuff here, that's from God.
Before so long, I still rewarded myself from that. And even when I am saved, I look back and still reward myself. Well, I was never really that bad because I was able to make these good decisions.
God, these fucking broccoli-haired motherfuckers, man. Like, what is it? George Janko.
Wow. And so we were talking about that, and we kind of had this like mind-blowing moment where I was like, wow, you know, when people say like God is good, because he is the good. He's the good in everything. Even when I didn't choose him, he was still there for me. He intercepted me in so many bad decisions that I almost made. I was so close to so many terrible decisions in my life, but yet there was something inside of me that that stopped me, or it didn't happen because of
She's like, yeah, I really can't relate.
of something else. And he was always there, like helping me make the good decision.
Yeah. So this is my way of saying, you did OnlyFans, bitch, and I did not.
The devil, he was this beautiful, powerful, musically intent angel, like one of the most beautiful in heaven. And he fell because of pride. Every generation shows its
Here's your theologian. This look into my eyes. No. I am the pastor now. I am your trad wife now.
because of pride. Our generation shows it in a very different way. You can be this, you can do this, you can make this. You. It's all about strengthening us. Self-help books are all over the place. All this like fake spirituality, which really comes out of California a lot of the time. Yeah, crystals and astronomy and all that stuff. It's all about pride. I think, man, this generation needs a great humbler. The devil's downfall, Lucifer's downfall, was him getting thrown out of heaven for eternity and then getting to rot in the pit of hell. But same goes for us. Hell was never made for us, but the fall happened. It's not about us. We don't live this life for us. If we live this life for us, we go to hell, period. But pride, it will be our downfall. Pride comes before the fall, and that happened with Satan.
Like, if you're Christian, like, and I am, right? It's like, I'm sorry, this is some offensive ass shit to me. Like, this whole fucking clusterfuck is just offensive ass shit. I can totally understand why Andrew Wilson is like losing his shit over this.
is truly the more impressive person? The one who requires...
All right, let me back this up. Broccoli haircut, once again. Who is the most impressive person you know?
Who is truly the more impressive person? The one who requires a grand cathedral of bullshit, fanfare, and galactic accomplishment in order to get the slightest flicker of pleasure? Or
what if it's like real legitimate fanfare and it's galactic, right? And it's not bullshit.
Or the person who can do it with a good coffee and a fresh breeze? If the only experiences you allow to bring you joy are big, impressive, and rare, then your happiness is brittle. You've made it dependent on external circumstances lining up in just the right way.
Okay, I don't know if you're aware of this, but happiness is not something that's eternally, it's not like some religious epiphany. It's an emotion. It's something we experience. It's experiential, right? It's like you do happiness. You don't be happy. So like to experience happiness is in the doing, dumb fuck. It's not in the being.
We are already primed to be easy to trigger, just not in the right direction. Like, think about this. We already let the tiniest inconveniences ruin our mood. Our threshold for irritation is comically low, but our threshold for joy is absurdly high. If something as insignificant as a red light can make you snap, why can't a good coffee make you glow? Joe Hudson says enjoyment is efficiency. The less...
It's a cup of fucking coffee, brah.
Grandiosity that
it's not like fucking Pierre Chandon number 4 from 1848.
You need to feel good. The more happiness coins that you get to pick up across your day.
There are no happiness fucking coins, you dumb fuck. God, see, this is the shit that just drives me fucking insane.
Small wins might seem feeble, but refusing to take joy from mundane victories simply because they're insufficiently grand is the same as refusing a free ride to the airport just because you're getting on a plane when you arrive there.
Free ride to the airport? What the fuck are you talking about? Dude, get on them fucking meds, man. Like, this is the kind of shit. I'm sorry, I had to end with this because it's like, this is the kind of shit that just drives me fucking insane. This is the motherfucker that will interview David Goggins, and David Goggins is stay fucking hard, right? And he is just over the top, like, driven ambition and everything else. And he's all about it when that guy's sitting across from him. And then it's like, no, you need to find your happiness in mediocrity. No, you don't, Chris. And stop it with these fucking bullshit clips that you're actually manufacturing these clips. You're not even pulling these out of fucking, he's not even pulling these out of like interviews. He's actually deliberately doing these fucking clips.
Pre-recorded.
Yeah, pre-recorded clips, dude. Like, lay off the ganj. Like, put that on. That was too good. Seriously, man. It's like, so picking up happiness coins. What the fuck are you? Are you on LSD? Are you missing a fucking chromosome? Hi, greetings. I am Rollo Tomasi. This is the Rational Male. This is the thing is that kills me about shit like this is just this. You're right. He is all over the place. And the thing that kills me is like the first thing I would love to just, if you gave me 5 minutes on Chris Williamson's show, the first thing I would say is, Chris, you'll never be happy. You don't be happy. You do happy. Right? Sure. Does having a cup of coffee brings me this ephemeral joy because I had a good cup of coffee at Starbucks. Like, brah. Like, have you ever heard of like peak experiences? There's a reason why things that we do make us happy, because it's meant that emotion of happiness, which is an emotion, is meant to move us from one position or one thing to another. It's an intrinsic internal reward. That's what it is. You will never be content. You will never be happy because being is not the goal of happiness. It is motivation. Same thing with frustration. Same thing with anxiety. Same thing with fear. Same thing with negative emotions. Like, we always focus on on negative emotions. Yeah. But like the thing is like with happiness and everything, it's the same fucking thing. Are you doing something that you get an intrinsic reward from? Guess what? You're feeling happy. I'm feeling fucking happy doing this show right now with my best friend fucking Kyle over here. I just picked up some fucking happiness coins, bro. Be with me. Hold me. I'm feeling the fucking joy, man. Feeling the joy. But like, because I'm doing something. I'm here. I'm alive. I'm breathing. Great. Awesome. But I'm actually doing something that I dig on, right? If I play guitar, guess what? I'm picking up happiness coins. No, you're feeling intrinsic internal reward for doing something that will benefit you, that makes you feel good. Maybe it like lowers your stress. Petting Ned makes me feel happy. You know why? Because stroking the fur on an animal has a way of sort of like making all the stress go, anxiety and all that. And you know what else makes me happy? Working out. Busting my ass, getting it fucking squat. The squat rack makes Rolo happy. Why? Because I'm feeling good. I'm doing what I like to do, and I'm making some progress doing something. Right? Oh, well, why do you need something like the squat rack? Can't you just like enjoy some coffee and a fresh breeze? No, I can't. Sorry, I guess I'm just not built that way, broccoli. Jeez, what the fuck? Okay, welcome. Okay, I'll do these real quick. Producer Kyle's clip is perfect. Thanks for saving my lifeguard's roll-up. My lifeguards. Lift train to kill. That should be the next movie. Rolo and John Cena in Train to Kill. And protect, but don't deal with any else. Don't deal with anything else, guy. Thanks, Rolo. You got it. Yeah. All right. What else? Jesus did change my life. Look up Abel Shepherd. It changed my life. But even church girls are 304s and they all need to be trained. Well, you know, the thing, I'm going to put on one of those. I got to revisit one of those videos here. Let's see what else we got here. Happy comes from doing the lift and God, not Gabriella. Gabriella. Should that be Chris's new name? Gabriella. I got Gabriella here. I don't know. Rolo ever had the strawberry energy pre-lift drinks? Makes me pretty full of joy right before I go lift. Yes. Well, makes me pretty happy too. Trend makes me happy. It's where I'm picking up gold. Literally, it's gold.
I'm injecting the gold.
I'm injecting this liquid gold coins going right in my ass. Okay, welcome. So what do I have? What's announcements I have? Well, the book is done.
Ooh,
yes.
Hell yeah.
Yes. Thank you for all the congratulations. Yes, I know. No, it's not out yet. Don't worry. It's not available for sale yet, but you sure shit will. It probably will be by the next show that we're on. I'm in the process of going. It's making me happy. I'm in the process of doing the cover right now, which is actually the most enjoyable part of a job or doing a book. The digital is more or less done. I have to upload to Kindle and I have to upload to some stuff. And then at that point, then I'm going to start focusing on the Audible. Usually I do Kindle print and then Audible comes like a few weeks after that. So that's the process, just so you know. So you will be able to get it. I will do a full up show when it is available for sale. It is called Reignite. It's my 6th book. It weighs in at 374 pages, close to 380, somewhere around there. Not bad, not a bad day's work. The type in the book and the print is 12-point type, so you don't have to go, where's Rolo? Where's all this print? It's the Aaron Clary edition of the Ration. I can't really see what's he talking about? Mental point of origin. Yeah, you'll be able to read it. And no annoying graphs. It's all straightforward stuff. I didn't use any really super $10 words. I'm trying to make it as digestible as possible. It is probably I think this is one of my best works, to be honest with you, because it gets back to the spirit of the first book. And what I mean by that is I'm trying to make it useful. I'm trying to make it something that people can like actually put into practice, because what I've noticed over the years is people have taken a lot of these same concepts that I'm expounding upon in the book, and they're bastardized terms. A lot of people want to tell you, they would love to tell you what mental point of origin is. That's coined by me in the book. Burden of performance, this guy. Let's see, what else? Frame. Now, not necessarily me, but I was going to say a lot of the things that when people talk about frame, they think it's like some standalone thing. It's not. It's actually the sum total of money, muscles, and game, or health, wealth, and relationships, whatever you want to talk about. Social skills, physique, and money, status, affluence, right? So it's outlines, it makes it useful for you to unfuck your life, basically. So that's I'm going to leave it with that. But the book is done, coming out soon. I'm going to predict next week. So if all goes well and it doesn't get kicked back to me multiple times, which some of them have, I'm pretty much an old hack at this, so I know how to produce a book. So I would say probably middle of next week, if that's the timeline. We will see, but I will let you guys know that's coming up. I have. Oh, hey, what's this? There we go. Your monologue last week on Delta males was epic, Rollo. Pure perfection. Keep up the good work. I'm glad you like that because I actually have to talk about Delta males a little bit today too. What's a Delta male? Oh, here we go again. What's a Zeta male, Rollo? What's a Kappa male, Rollo? Shut up. Just fucking shut up. Bros to Zeta. Yeah, see, there it is. I knew it. Fucking didn't even take one fucking two comments, and there it is. There he is. There's that guy. There he is. If I say that and I'm on Twitter and I type that out, there he is. It means I was expecting your fucking answer. Yeah. I want to pre-order. I don't do pre-orders. I know some people do. I generally don't do pre-orders, and I'll tell you why, because I'm Gen X. And I don't like to try to sell shit that I don't have. I'm not going to sell you shit that I don't have. If I don't have this book, here, buy this book. If I don't have this in my hand, I go, you know what? I'm going to have this book soon, but why don't you hook a brother up? No. Here's the book. You give me the money. I give you the book. That's how capitalism works, kids. If it's not that, it's the credit system. What do we got? Can we do Reignite event in Colorado? Certainly. Did you hear that, Joe? Reignite event in Colorado. Where should we do it in Colorado? Aspen. Or at least one that's not chick focused and more adventure focused.
Aspen.
Duly noted. Yes. Noted for later use. Yeah, we've talked about that. I want to be able to take it on the road when the Reignite book comes and hits. I'm probably going to have to do this in the first part of next year, but I do want to do a book tour, of a sorts, just to promote the book on as many podcasts as I can, obviously. But I want to just go hit the places, go different places. Colorado might be one of them. How come there's not a fucking great podcast community in Colorado? You would think there would be. It's a pretty big play. Denver? Why wouldn't there be a good podcast place in Denver? Maybe there is. I don't know. Fine. It's when I think of podcasting, I only think of Las Vegas, Nashville, Texas, and Miami. Those are the
Los
four.
Angeles.
LA too, I guess. But everybody's trying to get out of LA.
Exactly.
Well, what are you going to do? Yeah, definitely. Denver is all dope heads. It probably is all dope heads. Well, I mean,
we're all hashed up.
If everyone on Vegas is on Molly, what's the difference? Of course, it's legal here too. I'm going to sell her down the river. Whenever Tiffany Fox comes into Vegas, the first place she wants to go, straight from the airport. Hey, take me to that dispensary. Because it's not legal in Florida yet, I think. All right. So anyways, so that's that. Today I was going to talk about a few things. I wanted to get into this Nala Ray thing. I did have this one video I've been meaning to sort of riff on for a little bit. It's actually kind of short. George Janko is the latest victim of Nala Ray. And I thought it was interesting because I watched Andrew Wilson he was asked about the Janko Nala Ray interview, and of course they don't really mention Andrew by name, but they're saying the whatever podcast. And so we know what you're talking about. Cut the shit and just be a fucking man and just use people's names, really. So Janko does. I showed you some of these already from some little clips here. We could go and dig into the Janko interview, but it's kind of major boring shit. So, but there's like some standout instances. And one of the things that Andrew was talking about was Janko, and talking about, wisdom without intelligence is, or wisdom without something, I don't know. And I'm like, and he made a point that sort of like, that made me think about things. Thank you, Andrew. Was that how wise does George Janko have to be to like have her on the show in the first place? Because she's already decided that she's going to do some sort of women's ministry, and it's basically a teachable class, or it's like Kajabi class or some shit like that. And so she's gone from being an OnlyFans chick with cum face to being this expert enough to teach you a class, a women's ministry class, on how to have a great marriage. And how, I'm like, you've been married for half an hour, baby. Like you don't know everything, or how to read the Bible as a woman, how to recover from, like, maybe she's okay with this, how to recover from being an OnlyFans chick. And I wanted to, this was the other thing that got me about this is, do I have that? I don't have it preloaded. So anyways, there was an Instagram story where I actually stole this banner from. Where'd it go? This banner from right here. And it's basically was outlining the trend, I guess, of former porn stars or OnlyFans stars suddenly finding Jesus. And I wanted to relate how this sort of fits into what I've called the epiphany phase. And it's really, it's much easier to see. So once again, I'm using a story that's in the news to sort of, to help you understand some stuff that I've talked about in the red pill. So the red pill, part of that anyways, one of the concepts that I came up with a long time ago was the epiphany phase. And I'm going to show you where that is here on this chart. Okay. The epiphany phase is right around 29 to 31. I usually peg like the hoe phase or the party years between like 18 and 28 for women. Then women hit about 29, 30, 31. That's when the lights are coming on at the club and they got to find a dude to go home with. Okay. And this is what I call the epiphany phase. And so if you look at that, there's the epiphany phase and then there's the transition phase. The epiphany phase is what I want to talk about today, but the epiphany phase leads into the transitioning phase. And the transitioning means like you're going from this old whore life, this old hoe life into domesticity. And that's where you get those videos that I showed at the very beginning here. That's where you get the, let's talk about it. You don't want to fuck that guy, right? I had maybe Sam can dig this up for me. I have a post, a very seminal post on the Rational Mail. It's one of my highest traffic posts, and it's called what is it? Saving the Best. And the reason it's the short version of saving the best for last, right? And I brought it up because of a couple of the videos that I put in the very beginning here, because really, let me just show that one again. The one that Kyle gave me, because it's so perfect for today. This one. This was too perfect, Kyle. Thank you for this.
His biggest dream was he just wanted me to be his hoe. Like, I'm going to be with just you forever. And so I want you to
worship my cock. That's what I want you to do, right? I want genuine burning desire. I want an intensity of your desire so much that you're willing to be my whore. You're willing to be a slut. As I said before, every man wants a slut. Every man wants fucking Nala Ray. Oh, they want Nala Fit, actually. Not Nala Ray. They want Nala Fit. Even the Christian youth pastor wants a former porn star. Because if they were staying to, like, people say, well, women can be forgiven, right? It doesn't mean you have to like actually forget what they were about. Just because she has a high body count doesn't mean she's not forgiven. Okay, fine. If that's according to your religion, great. I'm not going to shit on your religion for that. But the thing is would it not seem like you would actively avoid women with a past in OnlyFans who she's worth? Find out what her net worth is. Nala Ray.
Nala Ray? Okay.
Yeah, I wonder what her net worth is. I know what Bonnie Blues is. It's something like $47 million, right? And I'm pretty sure Lily Phillips and probably Angela Knight, they're probably up there too, right?
Wow. So
What's her OnlyFans take?
They're saying net worth around over $100 million.
$100 million for Nala Fit. Nala Fit was her OnlyFans name. Nala Ray.
Never mind.
Nala Fit, Nala Ray. I would love to know what her net worth is. I don't.
No, it's 5 to 10.
I was gonna say, but it's still
no way. 100 million.
100 million is crazy. No, it can't be that. Even fucking Bonnie Blue's not 100 million. But no, although she did do some commercial porn too. So, but anyways, no, I mean, you're selling that fantasy, and I think that there's nothing that's more seductive, particularly for evangelical Christians, than the youth pastor who gets to wife up the reformed slut, right? Reformed slut, right? And so that's very, let's say, seductive for religious guys, right? Because now they get the best of both worlds, right? Mm-hmm. Not only do I forgive her, we're both like, brothers and sisters in Christ, but she's also my wife, and the Lord has forgiven her, so I forgive her too, right? And okay, great, but the thing is the reason why you want to get with Nala in the first place, or you want to get with that reformed porn star OnlyFans girl, is because you got in the back of your head, you're thinking, she's gonna suck a mean dick. Maybe I'm going to get that level of sexual function out of this chick, because goddamn well these dudes have been stroking. I struggle with porn. Yeah. And my wife was a former porn star. These guys have seen their previous work, right? And they're thinking, that's the level of sexuality that I'm going to get. No, that's the level of sexuality that her former pimp dragged out of her. That's the level of sexuality that she was into before she met you. You weren't the one that brought that out in her. Somebody else brought that out in her. And I think that's very important especially when you're like, oh, I'm vetting for a wife, Rolo. Good. Make sure she fucks like a porn star for you, not for somebody else, for you. So there it is, saving the best. Thanks. Put that in the chat if you would, Sam. Saving the best was the reason why I titled it Saving the Best. Was that's what a lot of guys, especially religious guys, think, is that once they get to the point where they find that girl, Charlie Kirk found Erica Kirk, right? Or Steven Crowder found Hillary Crowder, and he thought, you know what? I met this wholesome girl at church camp, and now we're getting married, and we're gonna get in the white Cadillac limo, convertible Cadillac limo, and be like, Jackie and Kennedy, right? No, you're not. And so that chick that you married is supposed to be the best sex you will ever have in your life, because it's the only sex you're ever going to have in your life. The only sex you're ever going to be able to have is with that woman in holy matrimony, in the matrimonial bed, and blah, blah, blah. And like, she's your bride. Like, stop calling them brides, for fuck's sake. Like, she's your bride on one day. I love it. I love it when religious guys come to me and they go, well, me and my bride, how long have you been married? 10 years. Dude, just fucking stop. Okay. Call her your wife, really. Call her my old lady. Like, okay, I get it. You want to, but it shows that I appreciate. No, that's like cringe to her. You think that she appreciates that. She does not appreciate that, because 10 years going, she's like, oh God, this fucking thing. I've seen so many, and they're well-meaning. They think that they're right. Like, you want to talk about the blue pill for religious men? That's a hard one to swallow, because it's like they don't have any real social skills. They have no game, but they don't need game because they have Jesus, because they have the Bible. And the Bible says we should do this. And therefore, I should forgive this former slut and wife her up. I met her in the single mothers ministry. I'm not joking. I actually had to study up on that for my fourth book, Religion. And yes, Rolo has written about religion. One of those red pill guys never talk about religion. They're afraid. I took 3 fucking years. It came out. I published it in 2021. It's been around for 4 years. Thank you. Where have you been in 4 years? Like, where? Just because you have not read that book in 4 years does not mean that the red pill has never actually covered the topics you think that we haven't covered. God, I should really do that. I should really put out a disclaimer. It may be part of the show. Like, before you start criticizing anything I say on this show, like, just do a quick Google search, or hell, just go on the Rational Mail and use the search function on there and say, has he ever talked about, I don't know, single mothers? Boing, there's like freaking 10 of them right there. The red pill never talks about. No, go to the search feature, type in whatever you think we don't talk about, and I guarantee you I have talked about it in the last 23 years, longer than you've been alive. Thank you for whatever that was, my $2.93. That will buy one bag of treats for Ned at Petco. Actually, I won't even cover that. That'd be some cheap ass treats. Ned's got to eat, man. Ned's got to eat. That's what I'm going to do now. I'm not doing the show. I'm stopping the show until we get some super chats, because Ned's got to eat, man. Ned's got to eat the cheese. You motherfuckers have to pay the cheese tax. There you go. Wait, hold on. Caps Lock Hustler. Wait, give me the echo.
Here we go. Well, you need to do a special video dedicated to Hellspawn. Taylor Swift and her husband, she exposed her butt ass with her new album. Ha ha ha.
Her thought ass, yeah. There's your thought ass. That's your thought. We need a video. We need a fucking like a gif of like just this bouncing thought ass or something like that. There you go. That's what you get when you put it in when you put it in all caps. Caps Lock Hustler. Okay. Yeah. Well, you're the first one. That's the only one. Yes. Oh my God. What the fuck? Yeah. Okay. You do not want to see my white ass. I've not been in the tanning office. I have not tanned in a while. You don't want to see my white ass. I just got done with Tony Huge, by the way. I don't know if you guys are aware of who Tony Huge is, and if you don't, go look up Tony Huge. That's his Twitter name on Twitter and nobody calls it X, Twitter or Instagram, and you'll know who I'm talking about. Tony's a cool dude, man. That's going to be he had a full production team there too. Like, I'm talking like the real fucking cameras and like sound and everything was just fully on point. This will be a documentary and it will come out. I don't know exactly what he's doing like per se, but I think he's like, it's for his brand, I guess. And I told him I'd do it. So that's cool. It was actually a lot of fun. I don't know when is it coming out, Rollo? Is it out now? No, I just did it half an hour ago. So I'll let you know when it comes out, but I just did do that. Yeah, I'm now, look in my eyes, I'm now Taylor Swift. There's your clip. Yeah, there you go. Anyway, so, God damn it, why you guys fucking interrupt my flow? I was in the zone for a minute there. Throw me off with fucking Taylor Swift. Fuck that bitch. Oh my God. Taylor Swift. Who? Taylor, I can't. Oh, you know what? You know who? Katy Perry's got with fucking Justin Trudeau.
No way.
Yes, I just saw it. Look it up. I just saw it today. Katy Perry got with Justin Trudeau. I'm sorry, Ryan. Ryan's like, they deserve each other.
Oh my God, they did.
Yeah, I told you.
They had a yacht outing.
A yacht outing.
Desire me more than anything else in the world, and I want you to make me feel like I'm the hottest, coolest, like most amazing person, right? And so
Okay, so I agree. I understand where the dude's coming from, but you can't demand that. You have to merit that. I don't want to have the conversation to say, okay, look, bitch, this is what I require from you. I need you to, like, give me blowjobs. Okay, great. We'll talk about anal sex later at some point. I'm not really into it, but okay, just for sake of argument, right? Bring some other chicks into the bedroom. Oh, that's off the books. Okay, fine. If you're not into other girls, fine. But you better suck my cock like you lost your keys in it. Okay. I need, like, for you to have that conversation defeats the conversation. Why? Well, let me explain to you. There's a concept and it's called the observer effect. Observing a process changes the process. So there's a difference between, God, I hate to use my wife as an example, but I got to personalize this. If I tell my wife, I really want you to give me like the fucking best, the sloppy toppiest, best blowjob you've ever given me, right? She'd probably go, yeah, okay, no problem. But there's a difference between the quality of that blowjob and her just saying, you know what, I'm going to give this motherfucker the best fucking sloppy head job I've ever given. Like when she does it on her own, as opposed to me going, how about you give me a really fucking great fucking Hummer today, right? Like that's a different vibe because I'm requesting it. I'm demanding it, right? But I'm observing a process. It changes the process. What's the process? The process is getting head, right? So if it changes that process, it's a much different than if I didn't say anything and I'm not necessarily an active participant in the process anymore and she does it on her own. It could be the exact same fucking blowjob, right? The exact same thing, does it all for exact same amount of time, same amount of sloppy toppy, right? But where the fuck did that come from? Like, did the brothers come up with that?
Sloppy toppy.
I think it's the sisters that came up with it. The vibe is different. I hate to say it, but it's one is I'm gonna fucking fuck his brains out versus, hey, why don't you fuck my brains out?
Deserve versus earn.
Right, exactly. So the process is getting head. Thank you. But the process is being observed as opposed to it being sort of organic and natural, right? Now, how you get from point A to point B, I understand. Maybe a conversation need to be had between these two, but the guys, in principle, I don't think the guy is necessarily wrong. So put her back in.
Say that word, but in a very different context than most people are used to hearing it. I became more hoe-like in my marriage and truly became emotionally present and, really physically present, emotionally and physically present, those together. And I started to desire my husband. I initiated sex. I just was way more playful and fun consistently, not just sometimes. He changed. It's like a light bulb turned on. He went from not as confident, dull, to just like this energetic, moving mountains, amazing man, because he just felt like I saw him.
No, you were fucking him, and that's why. I felt like, why do women have to make okay? So for women, their life experience in general, but like their sexual experience is like something way over here, and for men, it's way over here. And when one goes over to the other, it's like when women come over to the male side and they go, fuck, you're really into this. You really like, they're shocked. They're shocked that they're like, oh my God, he really likes, this, that, and the other thing, right? When a man goes over to the woman's side and he thinks, oh, well, I got to treat her right. And I have to, oh, I love you, baby. I want you to be my baby. Please be my baby. Like he comes over and he thinks he's speaking her language. Remember we talk about like how men and women speak different languages. There's the covert communication. There's overt communication, right? Men are more information based. They're more text based. They're more contextual or content. They're content based. Whereas women are context based, meaning like how did the thing make them feel, right? So when a woman comes over to the man side of the male experience for anything really, but like in this case, we're talking about sex, she comes over to his and she's shocked. Oh my God. When I talk about, I've had this conversation with Alina and some of these other girls who are like, sort of like the girls I would say, or let's see, Domo is another one. Girls who are into fetishes. Like Domo is a findom dominatrix, right? And she's like, she does some pretty fucking weird shit, to be quite honest with you. But like guys get off on it. Right? Put him in a fucking doggy kennel, like naked, or in his tighty whities or some shit like that. And she just shames him. And they just like, oh, here, I'll pay you more money. Like they love I'm like, how the fuck is that? And I can imagine the chick who finally figures out that that's what this dude is into. And she's like, God, you're kidding. You're into this shit, because they're experiencing the male sexual experience for the first time. Right. And then they learn how to exploit it and make a shit ton of money off of it. Right. That's why hoes make a lot of money. So if you are like, they say you can't turn a hoe into a housewife. Yep. Can you turn a housewife into a hoe? Is it possible to go the other way? Well, apparently it's true because this chick turns into a hoe. And now suddenly, as she's experiencing all this, now the guy suddenly has a boost of confidence. Now the guy is a different dude. Now he's like, fuck yeah, what do I got to do? No problem. Well, can you mow the lawn? Because, yeah, it's already done. Poof. Yeah, it's done. Already did it. What else do you want me? The trash cans need to be dragged to the car. They're already there. You know, can you water the plants? I've already watered the plants. What else do you want me to do? Change the oil. I already changed the oil. I did it myself. I didn't even need Valvoline.
I'm collecting.
Yes. The guy's already ahead of you. Like, all you had to do was suck his dick. Now, and be adventurous and be an enthusiastic fuck. You will be amazed, ladies, at how your man will change, how his attitude will change. And so this comes back, and we've talked about this before, Kyle. Like remember we had Mystery in here?
Yes.
And we were talking about how outer game solves most of your inner game problems.
Yeah.
Here it is in a marriage situation. Here it is, black and white. His outer game is, I want to have a woman who knows that she's the only person that I'm ever going to have sex with. And I want her to wear lingerie, sexy clothes. I want her to be fucking into it. I want her to fuck me. This would be Rollo Tomasi's requirements. Because I don't have any kinks, but I do like lingerie. I wear some lingerie. Is that even a kink? I don't even think that's a kink. Be an enthusiastic fuck. Do a few things. Be experimentative. Have a good time. And you know what? Here I am, almost 30 years into my marriage, and I still have fucking great sex. I love my wife dearly. I will do, and you know what? I want to go out there and I want to fucking kill the world. I want to conquer the fucking world. Right? Outer game, getting laid. What's outer game for? Getting laid, going out there, meeting girls, approaching and everything else. And if you're going to sit there and be all cerebral and go, I got to fix my brain. I have some unhealed childhood issues, Rolo. I got to fix those before I go out to Zook. No, you don't. You go to fucking Zook and you meet the chick, and nothing gives you a confidence boost or boosts your ego, boosts your energy quite like a 24-year-old chick that is riding you to fucking glory. All of your inner child unhealedness. You'd be like, what the stop acting like you turn to Wes Watson. Stop acting like a little bitch. Suddenly the guy with unhealed childhood issues is Wes Watson. Oh, what do we got? Johnny. Hey, Rollo. Nala Ray reminds me of Shelley Lubin, a cautionary tale of the adult industry ministries of the mid-2000s. Shelley Lubin's was the Pink Cross Foundation. What's old is new. Shelley Lubin. Why does that sound familiar? Was she like a porn star recovery ministry or some shit like that? Sounds about right. Yep. So let's see. That's about it. Okay. So yeah, I was going to say is then you got this chick who is like, she's shocked. She can't believe the changes, the psychological changes that happens when she's into sex with him. Now, granted, I do understand this is she's got to be into it. There has to be a baseline arousal factor that's going on there. Now, ladies, so I'm going to explain saving the best. Most guys get to a point where they're like, especially religious guys, where if they stay a virgin or if they save themselves for marriage, whether that's a necessity or not, or guys who've only had a couple of girlfriends and they make it to 30 and now suddenly they've done everything anyone has ever told them was the right thing to do. It's right for you to do this. It's right for you to do that, right? And they've kept the faith, and they're like, I know I don't have too much sexual history or sexual past, whatever, but I'm gonna trust the process. I'm 30 years old, and I've still got fuck all to show for it. Now suddenly, all those girls in their epiphany phase at 29, 30, 31, now suddenly they're showing interest in 30-year-old guy who it looks like he's got some prospects. Looks like he might make partner in the law firm. Looks like he might, once he's done with his residency, looks like he might be a halfway decent surgeon. Or maybe his business is just now starting to show some profits, right? And now you see that this guy is actually doing something with his life. He still looks good, still is on his way to maximizing his potential. That's when suddenly it's like, you were here all along. Wait for me till I'm 30. And if we're still single, then I'll marry you at 30. Once I'm done hoeing around and fucking around on OnlyFans like Nala Ray, once I'm all done with that and you're still here and you're still stupid enough to be trusting the process and you haven't read The Rational Male and you have no red pill experience whatsoever, then I'll marry you and I'll give you the gift of my pussy. Okay? The problem with that is the guy, and this is a classic tale, is like the girl who was giving it up in the foam cannon party in Cancun on spring break. She was drunk, he was cute, and one thing led to another. That chick, she's having her fun in her college years and everything, and now suddenly she wants to get right with God. That's the epiphany phase. It's we're gonna do it the right way, and I'm gonna make some rules for you. I'm making rules for you, mister, so you don't think I'm easy. All those other guys in the Cancun, they know I'm easy, but I'm not that person anymore. Rolo, can't a woman at 30 be sincere about her conversion to Christianity? Yes, she can. I don't question that whatsoever. Well, I do question that sometimes, but I don't question that as much as I question the timing of it, the actual timing, and how fucking convenient it is that it always happens between 29 and 31 years old, which also happens to be the average age of first marriage for women in the United States. And what's the average age for men? 32. So you're a guy. Now imagine you're a dude and you have waited 30 years. If you're religious and you remain a no man on planet Earth was meant to remain a virgin until 30 fucking years old. There is something wrong psychologically or physiologically with you that you are like that. I've written essays about this. I have this one that's called You Need Sex, if that's what it was called. It's actually a need. And yes, it's a fucking need. When I see a guy who's like 32 years old and he's never had sex in his life, he's never had a date, he's never been kissed, he's never been intimate with a woman, that to me looks like a guy who is missing an arm. Like he's got phantom limb syndrome or something. It looks like to me, that's the same as like a physical disability. Like he's missing a leg or he's a paraplegic or some shit like that. Right? Because you're not at where average, normal 32-year-old in any other epoch in history would have been where you're at right now. So to say this is what gets me the most about like all this religious bullshit, right? It's like, well, you should be, save yourself for marriage. You want to know why Steven Crowder got married at in 19 or whatever? Because he wanted pussy. He wanted to get to the fucking pussy. And the easiest way to do that, God says, I got to marry you. So I'm going to marry you. So can we fuck now? Right? Same thing with Nala Ray. Although Nala would say, well, you can't get this pussy. Like, I wonder if she made her, are they married now? Like the boyfriend, maybe they're married now. Her new husband, did she make him wait? God, that would be a great fucking question. Somebody asked that. Does somebody even know that? Did she make the new husband wait to fuck her? Yes, we're going to wait and pray about it. And then like in the morning on our honeymoon, we're going to fuck it. It's going to be awesome. And here's the thing, is that guy getting the same level of enthusiasm and intensity as Nala was when she was doing 3 ways and taking it in the ass from her handler, from her OnlyFans handler, who also happened to be the stunt dick in most of her OnlyFans videos, right? She's knocking it out and she's doing cum face and just getting it. It's plastering of painting the fucking walls, man. Painting her face and painting the walls. Did he get the same level of did he get porn star sex? Because he knows she's capable of it. And that's why I brought up Saving the Best, because guys who are in that religious mindset, guys who are virgins until they're 30 some odd years old, they think that if they wait long enough, that's what they're going to get. I'm going to get fucking porn star sex. And you know what happens? This is what happens. This chick right here.
Did him. I really didn't realize that the key to unlocking his potential was in our sex life. That sounds crazy. Like, I'm like, what? Like, I remember thinking,
like, why does that sound crazy? Why does that you know why it sounds crazy? Because you're only viewing the world through female experience, through female. You have blinders on. You have this is female solipsism 101. Like, that's want to know what, Rollo, why do you talk about solipsism all the time? This is female solipsism. I couldn't believe it. It was crazy. Why does it seem crazy? Sex is the glue that holds a relationship together. Without sex, you have nothing. You are platonic. You are roommates. And women are dumbfounded when then suddenly the sex goes off. And I can't believe he cheated on me. You haven't fucked him in 3 years. Of course he fucking cheated on you. Of course he had an emotional affair. Of course he's got multiple OnlyFans girls. Of course he's jerking off to porn. Of course he's getting fucking tug jobs at the Thai massage parlor. Of course he is. What the fuck did you think would happen? Well, I didn't think it would. Like, because you're female blinders, right? You are like oblivious to any other experience except for your own personal female version of the world. So yes, of course it sounds crazy. I can't believe this is crazy. Sex is really that important. It's not to you. And that's one of the differences between men and women, is like men have a different concept. It's one of those gendered concepts. Love, respect, sex is another gendered concept. Guys think that women just love to fucking be Nala Ray. They love to just jump on it and go, man. I'm sorry, I'm going to get really graphic about sex today, because that's what it's going to take. Like, she can't believe that this guy is all into this shit, right?
About, having sex with him when we were at our lowest, and I was like, hell no. But when I really grew in this area, and when he also grew and took responsibility,
I bet he grew
to truly make me feel loved and safe, then we just exploded. And so I
love the words she used. We exploded. I think he probably did most of the exploding there, but okay, that's fine. So that's the success story. This is the good part of today's show. This is the other part of this is where'd that video go? So this actually has been making the rounds here, but I thought the other one was worse. But this is the wife rejects.
Not tonight. I'm so tired.
Okay, now imagine this is the chick that we just saw a minute ago. And she, I'm not saying, like, here's the thing is, I'm not saying women should have sex with guys that they don't want to have sex with, even if it's their husband, right? I know that's biblical. I know it's duty sex. I know the Bible says don't deny yourself, blah, blah. It's your wifely duties to suck my dick. I don't care. I don't want that. I don't want your compliance. I don't want your obligation. I want you to fucking, if you're not fucking me with every ounce of your goddamn soul, if you're not willing to crawl over broken glass to get me off, just stay asleep. I'll go find somebody else who's ready to go. I'll go down and get a tug job from the Thai massage place. Like, why? Of course, I understand why they're in their clothes right here, but.
Can I be honest? I feel like I've gotten rejected a lot lately.
Okay. Never have this conversation. This should open conversation solves, open communication solves everything. No, it only makes it fucking worse. It really does.
Get it, but to be honest, it's hard for me to want intimacy when I don't feel connected to you.
Okay, why don't you feel connected to me? I've got the connection right down here. We're ready to connect, dear. But she doesn't want to have, I don't feel connected to you. No, what she's saying is, I'm not hot for you. I don't want to fuck you. You're a non-sexual, you're an NPC. You're invisible. She married one of the invisibles. And I think that's a lot of problem, especially when it comes to religious marriages and stuff like that. I think that a lot of women end up marrying guys that they think they have to, or they should, whether it's through the church or it's whatever else. Now, a lot of women these days, when it comes to the church, are still so plugged into social media right now that the church is rarely even an influence when it comes to their dating lives. There's their Christian life, and then there's their dating life. Never the twain shall meet, right? Until they find one guy, and then they go, "Why don't you come to church with me?" And he goes, "Okay, I'll go to church with you." And then they go to church together, and then at that point they get married. That's really how most religious connections are made. Like, honestly, a woman will find a guy outside the church, they fuck, they get together, she brings him to church, and the rest is history. And so what happens though is occasionally there's the guy who's in the church who simply has no game, doesn't understand women's nature, doesn't understand what's going on, and they get together and now we're having intimacy issues. No, she doesn't want to fuck you in issues is what she's having. And because she's not aroused by you, you are a non-sexual being. You are familiar. There's no dread. There is no urgency. There is no social proof. There is no pre-selection. She's with a guy who couldn't possibly ever cheat. Remember we talk about how like women love men, or they don't want men to cheat, but they love men who could cheat. This guy absolutely could not cheat. There's no way he could cheat. Why? Well, because he's a strong man in the Lord. And the Lord will prevent him from cheating. No, his looks and his attitude and his milquetoast personality prevents him from any other woman wanting to fuck him in the first place. There's your like pre-selection. Nobody wants to fuck this guy. So yeah, of course she doesn't want to get after it with this guy. Like put 2 shots of tequila in her and I bet she would probably want to fuck you.
I'm confused. Our daughter was off school, so we had all this time together as a family. We had dinners, we went to the playgrounds, we even went to stores together. How could we not be connected?
Okay. This right here is a perfect, absolutely, this is why I do these. Perfect example of what I call relational equity. Okay. I even have, in fact, Sam, go pull up that essay too. That's in the first book. Okay. It's a chapter in the first book and it's a freebie on my site too. You can read. It's relational equity. It's daddy cool points, right? It's, I got enough gold stars on the list here that you said I have to do these things and I get pussy. I took our daughter to school. I read to her. We did our homework together. I went to soccer practice and I went to the piano recital. We went to Bible study on Wednesday and we did Netflix on Thursday and now it's Friday. And how are we not connected? Like he thinks he did enough things on the checklist so that now it's cookie time for good boy. And by the way, that's a euphemism. Me and Pat Campbell, God rest his soul. Cookie time for good boy, right? You did enough things on the dry erase checklist, and you got enough gold stars up there to get a blowjob, right? You did enough. So how come we can't do it? How are we not connected? I did everything you told me you wanted me to do, and you still don't want to fuck me. You know why? Guess what? I don't do those things. I don't have to do that shit. My wife still wants to fuck me. You know why? Because I'm a fucking sexual person. I'm a sexual threat. And I don't mean that in the sense that I'm going to fuck you. Right? I mean that in the sense that I'm not invisible. My wife wants to have sex. Like I'm going to come home tonight and she's going to want to fuck me. Right? That's just how it is. Like, position yourself, guys. I know you can't be on, like, you can't have a podcast. You can't be on Access Vegas. You can't have a bunch of skanks around you. They're not skanks. Some of them are thieves, but they're not skanks. But even the thief was a Playboy Playmate and a penthouse pet. So I know that a lot of guys don't have that opportunity. I get it, but look for those opportunities, right? You want to know why good marriage, you want to know what the basis of good, healthy marriages is? It's polarity. It's not familiarity. It's not like, oh, we have a lot in common. Oh, we have, we're on point. We have a common goal together. If a woman says we have a common goal together, and instead of I'm here to facilitate his purpose and his goals, get out. Get the fuck out, man. I'm telling, where's my get out? There it is. Get out. Get out of the fucking relationship. But Rolo, I'd have to divorce her. But Rolo, we got married in the church. Yes, thank you for that. Relational equity. So what is relational equity? Relational equity is I don't know if I've ever done a podcast on relational equity. Relational equity is a lot of guys think that if they do, it's kind of like chore play, right? If I do enough chores, if I do enough of these prerequisites, if I jump through enough hoops, if I obey enough of her fucking rules, she's going to want to fuck me. The reward is I get magic happy stars or whatever, magic happy coins, right? If I collect enough happy gold coins, gold chocolate coins, from my wife, then I can trade in 10 of these coins. I have 10 coins. That means I get to fuck. Can we fuck now? That's more, please, more, please. That you're a fucking beggar. That's what it turns you into. Women don't want to fuck a beggar. They want to fuck a guy that they might lose.
Beggars don't choose.
Beggars don't choose. Listen to this guy. Beggars don't choose. Chore play, man. If I mow the, well, it's not even outdoor chores. It's like if I change the diaper, if I vacuum, if I do the laundry, if I wash the dishes. God, I remember that one. Chore play. That was the name of the essay. Women make passes at guys who wash glasses. You couldn't think of a better fucking limerick than that. No, it's like if you do the dishes, like, you know what's funny is like guys took that to, it was back in 2007, and it comes up every now and then, like, well, if men would do more around the house, then women would feel more frisky and want to fuck you. And like, no, they don't. You know what they want you to do? They want you to go outside and chop wood. They want you to go outside and do fucking manly ass shit with your shirt off. That might work, okay? If you have a good chest. If you have like, I don't know what, 22-inch guns. Those would be big guns.
Oh yeah.
But doing domestic chore, doing women's work, there is a division of labor. Doing women's work, and I said it. Doing women's work doesn't make you sexier. It doesn't free her up to go, boy, he looks really hot doing the fucking laundry over there, folding my panties. That doesn't work. Chore play does not work. It's actually been pretty, every now and then there'll be it comes around every like 3 or 4 years. Because when I did chore play, I actually took an essay from this woman in 2007, and then later from the exact same woman in 2009 or 2010. It was the same chick saying that, oh, actually women don't actually get hot for guys. Do chore. I'm like, you're the same one. It was exactly the same author, right? Nobody will notice. But chore play is bullshit, right? But this guy, that's what chore play is built on. It's built on relational equity. If I do these things, if I negotiate genuine desire, and we know where that leads, if I can negotiate by saying, okay, it's like a hostage negotiation. If I do X amount of things, then I get pussy. Like, guys will go to marriage counseling to fix their dead bedroom with a female counselor, right? To fix their dead bedroom. And then it's all go, well, she feels underappreciated and not connected to you. Okay, well, I did everything she wanted me to do on the list, on the good boy list, right? How come she's not fucking me, right? But that's usually what the advice is, or what the arrangement is. It's the negotiation. Okay, so Karen, if Bill over here does the dishes 4 times, and then he changes the baby 4 times, and he does laundry 4 times, you then have to give up that ass. Okay, got it? Yeah, sure. Okay. All that is obligated compliance.
You don't negotiate.
You will get starfish sex from chore play. You think, oh, good, he did all this shit. I feel appreciated, and I really want to fuck him now. That's not how sex works. And you know what? Fucking sex counselors, sexologists, and marriage counselors, they know it doesn't work. It's just some shit they're saying for $75 an hour. That's what it is. So, yeah. Yes, exactly. What do we got? Most women want to be owned. Yes, they do. They are just choosy who they want to bring it out. Yeah. As I said before, every woman is a slut. You just got to be the right guy to bring that slut out in her. I've had so many guys that I have counseled over the year. Dude, it's probably one of the most common stories I've heard from divorced men. I can't believe she is so sexual with her new boyfriend right now. I can't believe she will do all of these things and all these sexual. She will hang from the fucking rafters and get on that ceiling fan and swing around with a fucking monkey on her back and dangling fucking feathers out her ass. And she will do that for him, but she would never even consider doing that for me. Yeah, because you're you and he's him. That's why. I'll use this as another example. Jim Kilgore, our friend Jim Kilgore, he's gonna. All I have to do is like say his name, and he'll make a clip. I'm making the clip now, Rollo. No, Jim Kilgore is with his girlfriend. He's got a girlfriend right now, and she's, I've seen the average age of his ex girlfriends, but she's a little bit older. But she's been through the park now and then, and she was saying how she couldn't believe how she was with a guy like Jim. Like, because Jim is so masculine, he's very dominant. He's obviously dominant in the bedroom. Knows his style. For all intents and purposes, he's an alpha male, right? And she's never been with a guy like that before. And I remember when we were in Miami having a conversation with her, she was saying, "I've never been with a guy like Jim before." I'm like, well, and she will do fucking anything for this guy. She will fly across she literally has flown across the country to go meet him for his birthday, unannounced at the hotel he happened to be at. And it was his birthday. So she dressed up the hotel room with like decorations, and they probably rode his ass to glory on that thing. But she said to me and the rest of the guys in Reignite that she's never been with a guy like that before, right? Because he brings out that aspect of her. Other guys could not do that. The guy that's in bed here going, I can't understand why I do all these things, and how come we not be connected, and yada yada. She's going to make up some cock and bull reason here why not. But you don't have that conversation if you're Jim Kilgore and this new chick, because that new chick is like, I don't know. I don't want there to be no confusion. I want to fuck you. I want to fuck you all the fucking time, so much so that I'll fly across the country from Connecticut to Texas, unannounced, to fuck you right now. Right, Jim? Right. Like, she's a ride or die girl, because Jim is the kind of guy that brings that shit out in that chick. As I said before, any chick can be a slut. You just have to be the right guy to bring that slut out in her. This guy, this is how you don't do it.
Because just being around each other doesn't mean I feel connected. Women, especially.
You notice, like, okay, so guys are looking for this rational, empirical, well, 2 + 2 = 4. You said, if I do A and B, I get C. I did A and B. Where's C? Well, that doesn't necessarily mean that you get C, because,
It's quantum mechanics
because it's not really about A and B in the first, but you just told me it was about A and B. I don't understand why that's not the case. Well, now you're changing and guys are going to throw up their hands and you can't understand women. Just put some tequila in her and she'll come around, right? And listen to this.
Especially the longer they've been married, fall into what's called a responsive desire type. This simply means that their wanting intimacy is linked to how connected they feel in the relationship.
Okay, define connected. You haven't defined connected. In fact, that was the whole point of this dumb fuck's confusion. Define connected. Yeah, I'll define connected for you. Get in the fucking squat rack, get in a fucking bench, get your fucking fat ass or your skinny ass into fucking shape, and be the kind of guy that other men want to be and other women want to fuck. And guess what? You're going to feel a lot more fucking connected. She's going to go, man, I'm losing connection with him. Why? Because other girls want to be connected to him. Yes, that's how it's going to work. That's how it works out. That's the fundamental premise of Dread.
This can be confusing to many partners who relate connection to the amount of time spent together or the absence of conflict. Like, we haven't been arguing, so we should be good. But this isn't how women experience connection.
Okay, how do women experience connection? Please. Can we finally get to that fucking part? No, we can't. You know why? Because it's going to cost you $89, or it's going to cost you $497, because this is all really about funnel marketing.
Intimacy can be an area of the relationship that creates connection or disconnection. If you want to understand more about responsive versus spontaneous desire, read the caption.
Yes, here's what you want. Spontaneous desire. That's all you want. There's no fucking such thing as responsive desire. Get the fuck out of here. You know who she had spontaneous desire for? The hot guy in the foam cannon party on spring break in Cancun. He was hot, she was drunk, and one thing led to another. That's spontaneous fucking desire. That's it. That's what you want. Hey, I've literally done this before. Now, we've been alone, but I kind of hope she's going to kill me for this. I've been at my wife and I love to go to Lake Tahoe, as you know, and we have our little secret spots around Tahoe. We used to live there, so we know where all the places are. And I still do it to this day. I say, hey, show me your tits, and she'll show me her tits right there on the spot. That's spontaneous. That's the fucking chick you want. The show me your tits girl. Sure.
You can't say pop a titty.
No problem. Pop a titty. Yeah. If you can't tell your girl, show me your tits, and she doesn't show you your tits, what is it? Yeah.
That's hilarious. I do the same shit. It's fucking hilarious.
Yeah, show me your tits.
So
shit, I could walk. I could, as long as my mother-in-law wasn't around. I just say, hey, show me your tits. She'd probably do it right then and there, you know, and be glad to do it and be happy to do it because it's fun. Like, what? I've had this conversation with Coral before, so I'm not going to lay this at her feet. But the thing is that gets me is like, ladies, sex doesn't have to be a doctoral thesis. It doesn't have to be sexology, right? It doesn't have to be writing War and Peace. Okay, I'm gonna write this big thick book on how to fuck me, right? Like for guys, it's this thin.
The rules of engagement.
Yeah, show up naked, bring beer. That's everything else from there is great. Add some more on there, some force multiplier for you. Show up naked, bring beer. That's pretty much like men's like seduction capacity right there. The bar is so low now. Show up naked, bring beer. But so that makes like acts of appreciation, like Jim Kilgore and his girl, like that. Like, can you imagine this chick flying across the country because she wants it so fucking bad? I can't wait another day to have his cock inside my pussy. Goes all the way to fucking Austin just so so that she can facilitate sex. Can you see this wife talking about connection and communication? Well, I would have flown to Austin, but I don't feel connected to you.
Rules for the
fuck out of here. What the fuck is that? What's going on, brother? Great to see you. Every time your show comes on, I get all the happiness coins I need. I'm going to start a new crypto. It's going to be called Happiness Coins. Yes. It's going to be this gold coin with Chris Williamson's broccoli haircut. His face is on it. That'll be the gold happiness coins. Jesus Christ.
You collect it by making affirmations.
Yes. Yes. You get 1 happy, 2 happy, 3 happy. All right. So that was this. Like, you'll notice that there's this nebulous connection. There's a reason for that, because she doesn't want to fuck you. And so she needs some sort of ambiguous horse shit that she can make up on the fly to not say, I don't want to fuck you. That's all it is. So you have 2 choices at that point. You can, or you can find a way to make her want to fuck you. Right? So how do you go about doing that, Rolla? Well, I'm glad you asked. Get in shape, number 1. 2, be more dominant. 3, make more money. Money muscles game. People have, like, one of the things I get in my Reignite program, and also it will be part of the book as well, how to sort of refire your sexual connections from within your relationship or within your marriage or whatever. I've talked about this before. If you have my 3rd book, if you have Positive Masculinity, there is a section, there's 4 chapters in there. And it's called The Reconstruction, because it's a reconstruction project is what you are. And the first part of that is you've got to break up with your wife. And I don't mean that like you're filing divorce papers or anything like that. You just have to mentally say, okay, she's not fucking me anymore. What am I doing that she's not fucking me? Okay. Now guys are going to say, well, Rollo, aren't you being a simp? Aren't you pandering? We'll talk about simping in just a moment, because a lot of guys do actually simp in their marriages and their relationships. But let's set that to the side for the moment. The other one is that, well, doesn't she have a religious obligation to fuck me? Yeah, obligation. You don't want obligatory sex. You want desire sex. You can have duty sex. Where the fuck did that come from? You can have duty sex. I can have, like, you know what duty sex is? This is duty sex. Are you done yet? I have laundry to fold. Like, are you finished? That's duty sex. Fuck that. I would not deal with that. There's so many guys that I know that are like in marriages. They're in like either in sexless marriages or they're having sex, but it's It's like starfish sex. It's lackluster sex. It's like the woman's going, okay, well, the Bible says don't deny your partner. So here you go. Yeah. Are you done? You want to flip me over? Okay. You know, guys, are you actually having sex? No, you probably have a better time with a fleshlight is what you probably would, but at least it fucks back, right? At least you got some motion, right? Yeah. It's like, it's not dependent on just you. So when I talk about genuine desire versus negotiated desire, all this guy was doing, and you want to know why this guy wasn't getting pussy? Because he thinks the way to the pussy is to negotiate. What do I have to do? A, B, C, D, and E. Okay, did all those things. I don't feel connected. But connection wasn't any of A, B, C, or D. Yeah, well, I just don't want to fuck you. And I don't want to say that I don't want to fuck you. So when you're having the obligation to fuck that guy, she probably would still fuck the guy because the Bible says you should fuck your husband, right? But even then, women are still, they either are resentful of that or they just simply don't fuck their husbands, right? And so what's the guy doing? How can the guy reinitiate and rekindle this? Sometimes it's impossible. I'm not going to say this works all the fucking time, but in my series called The Reconstruction Project, well, first thing you have to do is break up with her. And I mean that mentally, okay? So she now becomes your roommate. You don't initiate sex ever again. Not until you get to the point where you've reconstructed yourself. So the next thing is, now that you broke up, now that you're divorced, she's just a roommate. What are you going to do? If today, like, well, let me just say that maybe this is you. Maybe you're in a sexless marriage today. If today you were in that sexless marriage and you got divorced and you suddenly found yourself single, what's the first thing you would do? What's the first thing? And let's just say you wanted to have sex and you wanted to get with another chick. What's the first thing you would do? You'd probably go to the gym. You would probably find ways to self-improve. You'd probably find ways to get better at game, develop social skills, because maybe some of those have atrophied over the years, right? You've been married for 10, 20 years and you don't know how the game is played these days. Or maybe you never did and you just got lucky with this one chick who would lower herself to fuck you, right? So now what are you going to do? Well, obviously you would want to improve yourself. Maybe you want to improve your money situation. Maybe you want to improve your physique. Maybe you get a personal trainer. Maybe, of course fuck yes, you would. You're goddamn right. Where is that? Hold on. I got to get that one. Here. Yes. You would get yoked is what you would get. So you get yoked. You get on TRT, right? You get on, you hire a personal trainer, do whatever it is that you do. Okay, so that's what you're doing now. And you're not doing it overnight, and you don't go, hey, bitch, I'm getting better now. Look at me. You don't know. You don't tell her. She has to notice that. She has to make that connection. Why is he's going to the gym at 6 a.m. in the morning so he can shower and then get to work on time, right? And he's not fucking me. He's not bugging me. He's not pestering me for sex anymore. What's changed? Trust me, the women are way more perceptive than guys give them credit for.
I mean, right? Women do this before leaving a relationship.
Exactly.
It's the same thing.
Exactly. So she's probably thinking, well, this is what I would do before I filed divorce papers. Yes. Yeah.
Code red.
Right. So what happens is that, so if you read through the whole four chapter series, in the fourth one, you get to the point where you've improved yourself. You've gotten to the point where you've kind of become a whole different person, right? Because you don't want to fuck her anymore. You're actually, your mental state, because you still want to stay with your wife. You're still in love with her, right? But your mental state is, I'm a single guy. And here's the tough part is this, is once you get to the point where you're looking better, she's trying to initiate sex, but you're still kind of like, maybe we'll talk about it later. I don't feel connected. But you get to the point where you've improved yourself to a better potential. Let's just say you get to that point. The next question, the last question in the Reconstruction Project is this: if you were single right now, is your wife someone that you would want to date? Is she somebody that you would want? You met her you saw her on Tinder or fucking Instagram, whatever. You saw that girl and you go, yeah, man, that's the kind of girl. She looks like she would be a good fuck. She looks like she'd be a good time. All right, now that I've got a V taper and you can see my serrats. Serrats are very important, by the way. Yeah, so you got to look like you got a swimmer's body or a water polo body. Like somebody told me, water polo guys aren't. I'm like, dude, have you? The reason I brought that up is because I used to play water polo when I was in high school, right? Like, you want to say serrats when you're doing this all the time? Yes, that's all there is. It's visible serrats and visible abs. And let's just say, for sake of argument, that's you. And you look at your wife, you go, is that somebody that if were I single right now, would I actually ask her on a date and want to fuck this chick? If the answer is yes, then continue as planned. If the answer is no, that's a question you got to answer for yourself right then if you want to. Yes.
Reassess your options.
Yes. So Ryan Stone has already said this is like, look, my wife or my girlfriend, I don't know if they're married now, but a common law wife. I tend to agree with this. My wife has first rights of refusal to my sexuality, right? Like, I'm going to go for her first no matter what. But there comes a point where it's like, if you're going to deny me and you're going to reject me, either I need to like, there's something wrong with me. Like, you don't want to, like, most guys don't want to think that there's something physically, there can't be anything physically wrong with them, right? You put on 60 pounds, you should probably like drop that weight. You should probably get into better shape, and she'll probably want to fuck you, because that's all sex is. It is a physical, visceral fact of life. That's all there is to it. It's a fact. Okay. I shouldn't have to get in shape for her. She's supposed to suck my dick because in the Bible, it says that that's what the wife's duty is. Like, no, it's not. Okay. Does it say that? Sure, it does. But you know what? You can't make her want to do it. That woman has to want to do it. That's why you want to know what the difference is between this chick and this guy is? It's the want. I don't feel connected. That's just a bullshit, ambiguous, subjective, relative answer for I don't want to fuck you. Why doesn't she want to fuck you? It's the want. That's why. And then this last one, this is just things that make Rollo insane. Not that one. Playing chess. When they say play chess, they mean fucking. Okay. It's okay to say fuck when you mean fucking. Okay.
Do you want to go upstairs and play chess?
I'm so tired. Not tonight.
Okay.
It's just the phase of life we're in.
Listen to that. Okay. Hey, you want to go and play? Hey, want to have sex? Is it cookie time for a good boy? What the fuck are you doing? Like, let me tell you something. If you were talking to a chick in the club, if you're at Zook or you're at Hakkasan or whatever, and you're with a chick and you're trying to chat her up, or you're not going, hey, do you want to go? What? I can't speak up. I can't. Is that, or are you going to go, hey, you look pretty good, man. What's up? You know, are you, I'm not saying say those words. I'm just saying, like, modulating your voice at the very least. Inflection, yeah. You want to know where a lot of masculinity is? It's deep voice inflection is where it's at. This guy, if this guy was, I'm sorry, guys, he'll know who I'm talking about. In Reignite, one of the first things I'll tell guys is speak up. Stop whispering. Because you have to be, I don't mean like yell. I know I yell on this show, but amplify, turn it up 10 decibels so I can at least hear what you have to say. A lot of guys, and I hate to say this too, but this is tough. This comes from a place of love. The reason why I say speak up is because most of these guys have been in marriages where that woman has been the loudmouth. Oh, it's you again. I suppose you want sex. Yeah, I would really like to have some sex, please. Can I please? Baby. And so what happens is that woman overmodulates and he undermodulates, and he gets so you do that long enough in a 10, 20 year marriage. And guess what? You come out of that marriage and you're like, I really want to get with you tonight. Are you okay? Can we, maybe you want to come back to my place? Like that. Yeah. Speak up, enunciate. Yeah. You don't have to go to what is it, Toastmasters, and learn how to speak. You don't have to go that far, but at the very least, amplify your voice and understand why you're doing that. Because that's the key. You want to know how you break that habit? Well, practice first. But like the second part of it, the mental part of it, is understanding why you speak the way you speak, because that woman crushed that spirit right out of you. And I'm really actually soft-spoken. No, you're not. You didn't used to be before you met that bitch. You are now, because you've always walked on eggshells. Oh, can I please go watch hockey in the guest room?
It's because they're conflating the tone with the loudness, right?
Exactly. And so they think that, well, a low modulated voice is, so I don't want her to think I'm angry.
Exactly.
What are you, the Hulk? What are you, David Banner, Dr. Banner?
That's the number one thing women gaslight. Oh my God, you're so loud. You're yelling at me.
Yeah.
Well, people would listen to you more if you just change your tone.
No, they won't, because it's not the tone. It's the fucking information. That's what it is. And that's another reason why you should not be down here all the time. Right? Yeah, that is the most annoying fucking thing. Dude, that's why this makes me crazy.
Honestly, when you say that, what I hear is that we're not going to play chess for 3 years.
I could live without it.
Okay, here we go. Okay, any woman that's the response, you're out. That's it. Bye. Done. Fucking done. That right there is a subconscious admission that I married a guy who I don't want to fuck. I am not aroused by you, probably because of your low tone of voice. She does not want to fuck you. That's the message. Okay. Remember what? Okay. So another in this book, available on Amazon. There's your clip. Okay. Get this now. Okay. In this book, there is a chapter in there, and it's called "The Medium is the Message." Perfect fucking example of this. God, man, there's so many lessons today. So many great lessons to learn today. So the medium is the message. What's the medium? She's not fucking you. What's the message? She doesn't want to fuck you, right? She's sending me mixed messages, Rolo. That's pretty clear. What are you going to do if a woman comes to you? If your wife says, "I'm okay with it. I don't have to. I don't have to fuck for 3 years. I'm all right with that." Believe her, and then you. There you go. You leave. That right there. Pick up. Go. Find an apartment. Say, you know what? Fuck it. I'm done. That's it. Well, wait a minute. We need to communicate and talk, and I need to feel connected. Nope. Bye bye. What was it?
Bye, Felicia.
There you go. Leave. Done. Bye. Anytime a woman says, "I don't understand why sex is so important to guys," believe her. You're done. That's it. Bye. You know what? I believe you're correct. I believe you're 100% right about that. You don't understand why sex is important to guys, and that's why I'm gone. Wait. All you care about is sex? Enough that I'm going to leave this situation. That's how important it is to me. That chick needs to talk to the other girl that turned into a hoe, the housewife who turned into a hoe. She's the one that should be teaching the Christian women's ministry at Nala Ray's church. I promote her to the top of the class. Make her be the one who's teaching the ladies.
Why do women have sex more?
How to be a hoe. Hoe in 101. First, suck his dick. Be the first one to his pants.
Great. That makes me feel really good.
Babe, don't take it personally.
I feel at a loss.
How do you not take that personally? How do you not take that personally? I feel like whenever you say that, we're not going to have sex for 3 years. I'm okay. I'm okay with that. Yeah, I'm taking that personally. I'm out. Bye. Oh, please don't take that personally. Yeah, please don't leave. Please don't remove your resources. Please don't stop being the father to our daughter. Please don't stop doing all these great things that I get, all these material benefits that I get from all of this. But you know what? None of that really makes any difference if there's no genuine desire. That's why I keep saying, it's all this, the guy who's about relational equity, the guy who's putting in good boy points all the time. Like, read to the daughter, take the son to baseball practice, feed the dog, play with the dog, go to piano recital, go to PTA meeting, go do math and tutor my son in math. All this stuff, all these material benefits mean fuck all when it comes to genuine desire, when it comes to visceral, because that has nothing to do. That's why responsive desire is just negotiated desire, which leads to what, children? Obligated compliance. I did not want obligated compliance. Now I'm gonna throw something out here that's gonna really fucking boil a lobster. Okay. I don't want sex every single night of the week. I know that sounds Rollo's insane. He's gonna turn down sex every night. Yes, I would. Because I told Coral this in our interview. I would much rather have sex with my wife twice a week and her be way the fuck into it. Like, oh man, I've been waiting a whole fucking week to just tear your fucking clothes off. Let's go. I don't even want to jump. I don't even want to get in the hot tub. Let's just go fuck right now. We'll think about what we're going to do later. Like that, like fuck. The dogs can stay downstairs. We're going upstairs. Let's go. Go time. Here, I got the lingerie. She's already in lingerie downstairs, right? She's already ready to fucking rock and roll. I would rather have that twice a week than to have it every single day of the week and be like, okay, I guess it's our time. Oh, is it 4:00 already? Hold on, let me feed the dogs and then we'll go upstairs and fuck. Right? That, no, don't want that. There was a time though. I remember, especially in the early years, when a lot of guys, including myself, would keep a tally on how many times you fucked, right? Or there was going to be a quota of how many times. That's how I know my wife's into it, because she fucks me 4 or 5 times a day. Okay. And it's not about the number of times. It's about the intensity of the desire when you are fucking that woman. Now, if you're not fucking that woman at least once a week and it's very intense fucking, then you probably have a problem. But I'm sorry. Hold on. This just in. You can just tell me this shit.
I don't want to stop the flow.
That's okay. Yeah, you can say why women have sex more in the beginning of the relationship? Because they are intuitively know that sex keeps a man until they condition them to this. Yeah.
I'm talking about this example in particular.
But this example in particular, yeah. Well, so like a lot of guys will say to me later on when they get married, like they're 2 years into the marriage, and they go, "Rollo, she's not fucking me anymore. We used to fuck like rabbits all the time. I lost frame." You probably didn't actually lose frame because you never had frame in the first place. But there's that honeymoon period where it's like you can't keep your hands off each other and everything. And then once you smell each other's farts and you know what you like to eat in the morning and you know how he pours milk on his cereal and all this other shit, right? That's when the newness wears off. That's when the novelty wears off. And by the way, this is not just in human beings, it's also in other animals too.
Yeah.
So,
but all roads
but
lead
it's because it's familiarity. You're going from being an uncertain, unpredictable force of fucking nature. Like women don't know that they can't lose you. When a woman realizes she can't lose you and she's the only source of your sexual expression, your sexual outlet, that's when shit changes. When that woman realized, like, you want to know why really, really good looking dudes seem like they're narcissistic and they're manipulative? Because that woman is still afraid that guy could go fuck other chicks, because he can go fuck other chicks, because those other chicks are saying, man, girl, if you don't want him, I'll fuck him. Right. It's passive dread is what it is. And once that passive dread turns into rapport and comfort and familiarity, that's when the dynamic changes. So, and usually that's at about the 3-month mark when she realizes, I'm the only girl that this guy's fucking. He's not even trying to fuck other girls. Why isn't he trying to fuck other girls? Right? Doesn't he have a rod? Isn't he spinning plates? A guy this fun, is he really that fun? Is he the best I can do? Becomes the new question. So when we're talking about like shit tests, for example, there's 2 forms of shit tests. There's the active shit test and the passive shit test. The active shit test comes before the relationship. The active shit test is when you meet the girl for the first time and you're ribbing her. You know, she's your bratty sister. Like, yeah. And she wants to know that you can play the game. Are you going to break character? Are you a gamma male? Like, really what those shit tests are meant to determine is, are you who you say you are? Are you really a rich industrialist? What's an industrialist? I don't know. That's it. Are you really, an oncologist? Or are you a Subway sandwich artist? Are you a barista? It's meant to, or are you actually this Cool. Are you actually this socially savvy? Are you just reading this from some sort of script, right? Do you actually have the social skills to go along with the way that are you congruent with your look and how you present yourself? Those tests are meant to determine authenticity, on veracity, on because that's like, the common thing is like a woman knows within the first 5 minutes if she's going to fuck you. No, she knows in the first 5 minutes if she won't fuck you. And so the rest of the date or the rest of the night is her trying to figure out reasons why she should fuck you. Okay. And so those reasons are usually meant to find out, are you really who you say you are? Okay. Once you get into that relationship, or you're once you get into regularly fucking that girl after about the 3 or 4 month period, she already knows that you are actually who you say you are. And at that point she's either, am I going to ride with this guy or am I going to get out? Right. She gets out. If she stays with you, then the shit tests become, is he the best I can do? And that's when, if he's not hot enough for other women to want to get with, or if she's his only, like, she's like, I'm not all that, and he only wants to be with me, but he could get with these other chicks, then is he really all that? Do I really want to get with him? Then it's a quality control issue at that point. So she's thinking, is he the best that, the joke is like, it's like Lois Lane sleeping with Superman. She's like half naked looking out of the bed. He's asleep in the bed. And she's like, is he really the best I can? He's Superman, for fuck's sake. The super suit's laying over the fucking banister. Right? Like, is he really the best I can do? Like, it's Superman. It's fucking Steph Curry. It's Tom Brady. It's, like, it's all those guys that everybody complains about. Well, if it didn't work for Tom Brady, how is it going to work for me? The reason why you're crying over that is because are you the best you can do? Right? Was Tom Brady the best that Giselle Brunson, or whatever the fuck her name was, Gunnison, could do? Right? Yes. The answer is fucking a 100% emphatic yes. That's the best you're ever going to be able to do. But she doesn't need that. She doesn't need what he offers, so she fucks the Brazilian jiu-jitsu instructor. Right? He lays down the good dick.
Well, why I asked that is because I wanted to also have you explain how interjected and how connected every single thing is.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It's like, because when you talk about one topic, right, it kind of feels
interrelates with other ones.
Exactly.
Yes, that's the whole point of the Reignite book, by the way. So like when I talk about mental point of origin, that leads into your burden of performance, which is basically what we've been talking about this whole time, this whole show. I should, like, if I name the show Porn Stars for Jesus, you'll watch. If I say, let's talk about the burden of performance, people are like, get the fuck out. I got better things to do. I said, who's playing on football today? If I put Nala Ray doing this, there's your clip.
Wait, hold up, you have
if that's Nala Ray, right, you'll watch that fucking show. So, but yeah, they're all interconnected. So, like, your burden of performance is directly related to your frame, which of course is directly linked to your mental point of origin and your mindset, right? Directly related to, other aspects, other red pill aspects as well. So yeah, for sure. Sedation, all that stuff. How are you going to get past that? There's so much that's interrelated. The thing that killed me is like when I started putting together, I originally started doing Reignite as sort of a primer for my Reignite guys. And then I started realizing because most of these guys wanted more detailed, expansive definitions of what's frame. Like, they want to understand what frame is because they're out of relationships and they think they lost frame. So they want to know how to get it back and how to maintain it. Right. Okay. Which is great. So I have to do a more expansive, chapter on frame. Then in doing so, like, well, frame is really built up from your burden of performance. What's that based on? Respectability. What's that based on? Performance hierarchies.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, how do I? Women say they want confidence, Rollo. How do I get confidence? Well, you develop options. What does confidence come from? It comes from your burden of performance because you are competent in confidence comes from competence, right? So how do I get competent? Well, you wax on, wax off, grasshopper. You've got to. It's all based on how well you perform as a man, right? All these guys in the MGTOW community, I'm just giving up. The juice isn't worth the squeeze. I'm leaving the game. You're never leaving the game. And because the game's not just about fucking, the game is also about your respectability as a man amongst other men. Are you even hireable? I'm going to get a job and focus on my career. No, you're not. No, you're not, because you want to exit. Your mentality is, I'm going to leave the game. I don't want to play the game. It shouldn't matter what my performance is. Oh, no. Your respectability as a man is directly linked to your burden of performance. Does that help you get laid? Yes, but it also helps you get that fucking job that you want to concentrate on. And that's going to be my mission. No, you're not going to get that fucking mission because you already gave up. Well, I don't understand, Rolo. Why are all these guys like dropping out of society and everything? And blah, blah, blah? Because they have no purpose. They have no, don't give me this bullshit maps of meaning. Fuck your meaning. It's purpose. You have no fucking purpose. You have nothing to, you're not picking up gold happy coins along the way to find your purpose, right? It's directly related to your burden of performance. What makes you a high value man, right? You're the kind of, here's a high value man. Here's your definition, because nobody thinks I ever address this. What makes a high value man? You are the guy that other men want to be and other women want to fuck. How do you get to that point? Burden of performance, your respectability in the hierarchy, how well you play the fucking game, money, muscles, and game. And again, all contextual. At that point, you can be Andrew Tate on top of a Lamborghini in fucking Miami, or you can be Jose in the fishing village in Chile, and you're the one dude in the town that has a pickup truck. You're the alpha. Nobody else has it. You have the resources, you have the dominance and everything. Prisons are full of alpha males. They're full of drug dealing, gang leader alpha males. They're antisocial alpha males, but they are, make no mistake, they are alpha males. Oh, okay. I just got this. This just in. The Bratty sister vibe before possible escalation is real. Yes. Ooh, yeah. And also useful while others are watching. Yes. You know where that comes from? I talked about that specifically with Mystery. And it comes from what's another red pill principle called amuse mastery. Treat her like a bratty sister, like you already know what's coming next. I'm not saying be a pandering fuckwit. I'm not saying, you don't have to look down your nose. Oh, really? You're going to try to entertain me now? Poor little girl, toddle off. Begone, thought. No, it's not like that. It's just like, it's being playful. Like I was telling Coral this as well. It's like, I learned more about amuse mastery from my daughter than any woman I ever met, because like my daughter's gonna tell me, Daddy, did you know that dinosaurs do X, Y, and Z? Oh, really? I've known this since I was like 9 years old. Really? And you're playing along because she wants to tell you something, and you're playing the game with her. You play with her and play with her. And that even, it doesn't have to be someone you want to fuck. It could be your mom, it could be your sister, your niece, your daughter, whoever else. Learn how to do that. Learn how to do that effectively, and that will be something that is endearing to women with you. You have some secret. That's a key element of frame. Amuse mastery is so much better if you actually have the mastery to be amused by it, right? I know everything about dinosaurs. My daughter's going to teach me something about dinosaurs, and maybe she even will. But like, the thing is you're going to go, really? Why do you think dinosaurs will be green? I would always think they'll be brown. And you have this banter. Banter, this back and forth. It makes no difference other than the fact that you're making this connection with your daughter or your sister or whatever else. It's the same thing. It's the same effect. This is fucking great. Let's go.
I'm trying to be the best partner that I can be and take some of the mental load and give you space so that you can rest. And honestly, I would want to do that regardless of intimacy. But when you still say that you're tired, it starts to feel personal, and I don't know what to do.
Okay. So there it is. That, once again, relational equity. I'll take the mental load off of you. What the fuck does that even mean? What, you're going to do my fucking algebra for me? You're going to do my college calculus? Like, what the fuck does that even mean? That is therapy speak. Gentlemen, if you learn one thing from this pod class, stop the fucking therapy speak. Start speaking like a goddamn man. I'm going to take the mental load off of you. Where did you? If I was his wife, I'd be, where the fuck did you hear that? Coral Osborne. Oh, okay. No, it's like fucking like stop. Like this is another one more red pill lesson to be told here. This is the guy who is communicating like a woman, communicating like this is what I think she wants to hear in this tone of voice. And I'm going to take the mental load, but I still have to express my displeasure that you're not upstairs sucking my dick to glory right now. I really feel unloved and underappreciated when you don't perform oral pleasure for me. And I'm going to use all of these therapy speak terms. I'm trying to take the mental load off of you so you will take the big load out of me. So what are we going to how are we going to resolve? I think we're at an impasse. We need to resolve this. we need a filter for this. A nice soft filter where everybody find me a bitch filter. Yeah, we need the bitch filter. We have Lord Corn. We need Slanesh right now. We need a Slanesh bitch filter. But it's modulating your voice for this perfect, delivery of the therapy speak, because that's the only thing that's going to work for that chick, right? Also, the other thing that's in here is you have to. Oh God, you're going to give this to me.
Yeah, I'm trying to find it.
Please stand by. We're looking for bitch voice right now. No, I was going to say is that she's being like the woman's being ambiguous to a fault right now. But the other thing is that he's playing along with it. So he's trying to communicate like one of her girlfriends. So another red pill lesson to learn from this video today, children, is this. Women have boyfriends and girlfriends. If you're not fucking her, you're her girlfriend. Oh my God, Rolo, I can't believe you'd say that. What do you mean? Like she should be this loose, like that has nothing to do with a woman's body count. That has nothing to do with a woman being loose or, no morals or whatever the fuck you want to make it up to be. It means this. It means that men and women communicate differently. Oh, is this a bitch filter? No.
Hold on. I'll make it right.
Keep going. Okay. So what do I mean by that? Women have boyfriends and girlfriends. If you're not fucking her girlfriend, the thing is like when guys, even if you're in a marriage, it's the friend zone marriage, right? Even if you're in a marriage with that woman, if you start talking to her in her native language, her subconscious says, I'm talking to a girl. I'm not talking to a man, because a man would use different language. He would use different vernacular. There you go. No.
Wait, there we go. Okay, I really get, let's see, it's problematic when you don't suck my cock. And, God, this is like ASMR too. Please. You can keep this one around. Keep that one around. I put that in the bank. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's we got to keep that one for the next.
Yes, I find it very problematic, and I try to hold the mental load for you because our Christian marriage therapist said that that's going to be the key element to our intimacy problems.
So if you okay, that's fine. That was weirding me out. Yeah. So the long and the short of it here is that like if you're not speaking to her on the same language, if you're not speaking to her in terms of your own native languages, you're talking like a man and you're expecting her to come over to your side. Remember the chick that was saying, I can't believe that when I started being a little bit more of a hoe for this guy, that it brought out the guy that I wanted him to be. And I can't like 100% wipe all of this off on the good Christian women's ministry chicks that are in these videos here. I can't wipe it off on them completely because they are also victims of this same fucking blue pill for women conditioning that has led them to believe in this bullshit, in this therapy speak. It's Christianese, but it's Christian therapy speak. Christianese therapy speak. It's churchianity. It's churchies. It's churchy speak. And that churchy speak, by the way, therapy speak has worked its way into church therapy speak. Okay. So when she's like, I'm going to take the mental, like she didn't say anything about mental load. He's the one that brought it up because he probably picked it up somewhere along the way. It's like, where the fuck is that even coming from? Guys, men, when you're speaking your own native tongue, when you say what you mean and you mean what you say, you're overt. You go, hey, look, we're not fucking anymore. What's the problem? What do I need to do something else? Do I need to get a V tape, or do I need my serrats to look good? What do I have to do? Like, what is not turning you on? Like, just fucking say it. In fact, you don't even have to have that conversation. You just say, you know what? She's not fucking me anymore. The medium is the message. The medium is she's not fucking. The message is I don't want to fuck you. Therefore, okay, I've got my my marching orders. Now I'm going to go get in shape. Now I'm going to go do this. Now I'm going to do these other things. And if she responds, then I'm going to fuck her. If she doesn't, then fine, I'm out. It's just as simple as that. Life is too fucking short to be in these, to trying to do advanced mathematics that lead to nowhere for connection or whatever the fucked up excuse is. Are you going to spread your legs for me or not? No? Okay. That's all I need to know. I'll solve the problem myself.
You've been feeling unwanted.
Yeah, I do.
I haven't been showing you how much you mean to me and that I'm still in love with you.
I appreciate that our priorities have shifted.
I don't doubt your love for me. I doubt your sexual desire for me.
And I would still love to get back to date nights and having more us time.
I can get on board. Thank you for being honest, and I'm really sorry I was so quick to dismiss it before. I love you, and I do want to work on this.
I love you too, and I want to be close to you.
Okay, I want to work on this. Okay, if you really want to work on this, the stairs are there, the bedroom's upstairs. Let's get fucking. That will solve the problem. You want to work on this? I'm all for working. Let's get up there and get to work. What do I have to do? What's the fucking magic formula? What's the key, the lock to the key to the lock? Tell me what it's about. You know what? Women don't even know because they want you to just get it. Another chapter from the book, right? Just get it. Understand that the medium is the message. I don't fuck you. Okay, that's the medium. What's the message? I don't want to fuck you. Good. That's it. That's the end of conversation. That's all I have to know. At that point, I can decide to stay in or get out. If I stay in, I'm going to hit the gym. I'm going to find some ways to amplify the desire. I'm going to make urgency a priority. I'm going to make dread, definitely going to make, especially passive dread. I'm going to use every fucking weapon in the arsenal because I love you so much that I'm willing to make you feel fucking uncomfortable every time you don't want to have sex. I'm going to make you feel uncomfortable that you don't even have the thought to want to have sex with me. And the reason why I say this is because I brought up, Chris Williamson talking about how it's like there's power in vulnerability, right? Or there's power in mediocrity. And the fact is those, like, has anybody ever seen a woman with fucking Chris Williamson? To this day, somebody send me a picture of him with some hot bitch on a date, sitting in a hot tub with multiple bitches like Dan Bilzerian. Show me those pictures. They do not exist. I have looked. They're not out there. This man is gay. Can we just say he is homosexual? Like, where? Show me. Where is? I have had people tell me that, like, maybe he's, I don't know, bats for both teams. I don't know. But this is the guy that's going to give us life advice, right? This is the guy that agrees with Andrew Huberman. Like, oh yeah, you should go to 3 different places during a date. But if you're a PUA, that's manipulative and weaponized.
He's catching, not pitching.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. But that's why I brought up the mediocrity thing. If you follow Chris Williamson's advice, you should be able to find happy coins of joy at your favorite coffee shop with a cool breeze blowing through the the patio, whatever the fuck. Like, I mean, I get your fucking Zen bullshit, but it's like, where's the David Goggins interview, man? Where's the fucking Jocko Willink videos? Hell, where's the Joe Rogan videos for that matter? It's about performance, man. It's like burden of performance. You have a burden of performance. You don't have happy, joyful coins of gold falling from heaven. You have a duty. You have a mission. You have a fucking work to fucking do. Otherwise, you're going to end up like these dudes in these fucking videos. Guys, you're not doing the work. You're not doing anything that fucking gets your juices flowing. You're trying to carry the mental load. There's no fucking mental load. It's you fucking getting in, carrying a fucking load in the goddamn gym is what it is. Stop being a fucking pussy. I'm being a little bitch, you know? Maybe Wes is onto something a little bit there, you know? Maybe it is that fucking simple, right? It's as simple as 100 milligrams of tren. That's all it is. 1 gram. 1 gram of tren per week. That'll suddenly your wife starts wanting to fuck you again. So anyways, let's see. I have, where are we at? We're at the coming up. Yeah, we're at the top of the hour. Let's see. Oh, I got one more from Nala Janko here. I thought this was interesting.
Because you felt like you were yearning for a father figure, like you were yearning for someone to look over you?
A brother, a father, someone to respect. My love language is physical touch. I can't physically touch God, so it's hard. And then that comes into like faith. Like, what is faith?
So it's hard. Physical. Could you be any more Freudian? I don't think so.
And then when my father like really stepped out of my life and is now in jail and haven't spoken to him in a long time, I'm like, wow, God, I really need a dad figure. Like, I need you to be that dad figure to me. So God has taken on every role in my life, basically, other than like husband, like brother, father, teacher, guide, mentor. I'd say to anyone listening who is like, what do I do? I'm so new to this. Put God above everything. Wake up, spend time with God. That's like how you fill yourself. It doesn't matter if you think you're too busy, you're not. Cut time in for it. Like, that's what I've had to do. Everything that I do has to revolve around him. My day has to be about him because he's the one who allowed me to wake up.
I love how like this chick just like so like fluidly pivots from being OnlyFans star to being this like totally normally accepted, you know,
from cum guzzler to gospel.
Cum guzzler to gospel, or the gospel singer, right? Wait, I have to show you this. This is like too fucking funny. All right. Is this not George Janko? That is George Janko right there. He is Hawkman. He's Voltan. Voltan from Flash Gordon. This is George Janko right here. You know I'm right. You know I'm right. You know I'm right. Stop it, everybody in there. Oh, fuck. That was too funny. So I wanted to point that out. I was going to do a full-on like riff on that whole video, but it's just too fucking long. And it's so repetitive too. But it did remind me of this one that I have not put up here yet. Where did it go? Oh yeah, the Christian woman video. This is pretty good. Let's watch this.
Recently in a video that went viral that there's way more virgin men at church than virgin women.
Ooh.
And that's a fact. I mean, that was the case when I was at church. I didn't lose my virginity till I was 23 years old. I was a really good, I'm 30 now, but I was a really good Christian kid. I was really serious about waiting till marriage and doing everything right. I'm still a Christian, but at when I was 23, it got to a point where I looked around at my church and I was like, okay, me and all my buddies are virgins and none of the girls at church are virgins. And the advice I'm getting from the pastor is just wait around and, eventually the right one will come, and just be nice to.
All right, the guy on the left is Gavin McGinnis, and then the dude on the right is he was just on Fresh and Fit. He's like kind of a come up in
on Instagram
and TikTok and stuff. He does reaction videos, and most of his stuff he likes to use the hard R N-word.
Yeah. Hayden McDonald.
Yeah, that guy. And he, like a lot of his stuff, I mean, a lot of it is like meant for like maximum impact.
Yeah.
But when he talks about stuff like this, I can really get behind it.
The women and actually it was you that helped me get out of that in 2016. To be honest, Gavin, you kind of set me on this path.
Uh-oh.
Back in 2016. but I really needed it. And I'm still a Christian. I believe Jesus was God, but I was getting bad advice at church. We got feminist pastors who, I don't know if they just don't know what's going on or if they're just too scared to call out the women, but I didn't hear the truth about women at church. I heard the truth about women from you, Sam Hyde, and then Andrew Tate. He came about a little bit later.
In a perfect magical world, yes, get married at 19, churn out 8 kids. I love it. That's obviously the ideal. Unfortunately, the world we live in has girls who have no intention of they want to travel. They always say, I love traveling. Okay, let's take you to Amsterdam. And
hey, can you find out how old Nala Ray is?
Yeah.
Thanks.
Back. Like my brother proposed to his girlfriend of 5 years when she was 25, and she said, no, I'm too young. Of course, she changed her mind later, but that
sounds an awful lot like this. Does that not sound an awful lot like this? No, I'm
She's
in the
27.
middle. She's 27, right on fucking time, right? I mean, maybe she's a little early. Probably OnlyFans burned her out that much more, right? So she would have been 26 last year.
It's also with so much exposure, right?
Right.
Prolonged.
Yeah. Well, you also have that digital footprint. I'm glad he said this because, I've heard this is like not an uncommon story. I've heard, let me pull that out. I heard so many guys tell me like, I asked my girl to marry me or I wanted to get with this girl, but she blew me off. And then suddenly when I was 32, she came back. We just bumped into each other. Where'd you bump into each other? On Facebook. Where do we bump into? Instagram. Yeah. Hey, how you doing? You married?
Yeah, they didn't trip in your DM.
Yeah. I just wanted to. This has been bugging me for the longest. Give me the voice.
This has really been bugging me for the longest time, and I think you're the one.
That's when you get that admission, right? Like, oh, it's the. Remember the joke that I always say? Was it on Friends? Remember the Rachel and Ross? Like, wait for me. Like, we're on a break, right? But the wait for me thing, as I keep saying, a lot of those 90s sitcoms are not actually situation comedies. They are situation horror movies. Because with the red pill lens on, hindsight from the 90s, suddenly you go, why did we laugh at that? Why did we think that was funny? Like there's the meme right now where like Mrs. Doubtfire is like converted into a horror movie. And it's like, it's easy to do it in the 21st century because here you have, ironically, Mrs. Doubtfire played by Robin Williams, rest in peace, suicidal Robin Williams, of about a guy who loses his kids. And the only way he can be close to his kids is so he can be the nanny to his kids by what? Dressing up in drag and becoming a woman so that he can essentially be a de facto cuck for his ex-wife and her new lover, Pierce Brosnan, and all the hijinks and shenanigans that go on trying to keep the ruse up the whole time, right? And that's the only way he can be close to his kids while he goes through his legal difficulties and tries to make some money and everything else, right? It is a horror movie. Same thing with Friends. Oh, we were on a break. Or here's the thing, Ross, you're such a great guy. Any woman would love to have you. Any woman should want to marry you on the spot, but not me. If we're I tell you what, we'll make an agreement. If we both get to 30 and we're both still single, then we'll get married. All that advantages that, and now if everybody follows the same playbook, that woman goes through her party phase, goes through her hoe phase from 18 to 28, 29, she's in her epiphany phase, wanting to get right with God. Thank you very much, Nala Ray. And now she's 30 years old, and guess what? Ross is ready to marry Rachel. Now, or the other way around, Rachel's ready to marry Ross, right? And if Ross has done what he's supposed to do during that time, he's already the curator at the museum because he's like an archaeologist or some shit like that. He's already making a shit ton of money. He's got to be making a shit ton of money to afford that New York apartment, okay? And he's got to have enough money to have kids with Rachel because, well, poor Jennifer Aniston will never find love and never have children, which is almost like karmic justice.
Poetic.
Yeah, poetic justice. But you think about all the presuppositions that go along with all of that, with that scenario. It depends on one thing: that Ross is still stupid, that he's still beta, he's still a chump, and he hasn't learned anything in the time that it took him to get from where he was 25 to 30 years old, right? And it presumes that he's made the most of himself to be the kind of guy that Rachel would still want to marry, while she was off fucking the hot guy in the foam cannon party in Cancun on spring break, and he's the one that has to earn a mitigated sexuality, because she doesn't really want to fuck him. She wanted to fuck Joey, right? She wanted to fuck the guy, the hot fun guy, right? Same thing with the chicks in the video, in the Christian ladies video, no, the sexless marriage videos. Same thing with them. How many of those chicks do you think like had former lovers before that guy? That's the same thing. I told Sam Botta to get me the Saving the Best thing. Those guys Ross thinks that if he waits until 30 and they get married, Rachel's going to fuck him like a porn star for the rest of his life, because why wouldn't she? She's chosen till death do us part. She's chosen to be with him for the rest of his life. Doesn't matter about all those other guys. We were on a break, right? We're waiting for each other till we were 30. She gets that out of her. It's like a complete reversal. Usually that's the guy that has to sow his wild oats, and then the woman is the virgin in waiting. Now it's the beta in waiting. And if he's still stupid, he marries her. And what happens? 4 years later, he's on the couch saying, I'm trying to carry the mental load for you. I don't understand why you won't fuck me like to glory like you fucked Joey in the foam cannon party in Cancun that one time. How come I don't get your sexual best? Because she gave it to the dude when she was 23. She handed it off to that guy. That's why she doesn't want you as her husband, her dutiful Christian, good, godly man of God that does fuck all for her desire. I hate to say this too, because so many guys, well, you just pray it away. Just keep praying. Everything will be right, right? You pray seven minutes a day with your wife and she'll want to fuck you. No, she won't. It's the same. Like, people got really pissed off at me when I said this too, because I was trying to agitate because I'm sick of this shit. But like, I'll tell you this right now, right after Charlie Kirk happened, I was like, prayer doesn't stop bullets. It will simply not stop bullets. Same thing with prayer will not reactivate your wife's loins. Will not reactivate that. You have to fucking do something. You have to do something. You want to protect guys like Charlie Kirk, you have to fucking do something. You can't get in a prayer circle and go, okay, Lord, thank you for, it was his time, you take him away, blah, blah, blah. All that is fucking cope. You have to fucking do something. And at some point, how many people have to fucking die before that gets through your head? How many times does your wife have to reject you from the bedroom before you get that through your fucking head? That's where all this comes down to. That's why I fucking hate Nala Ray. That's why I hate this bullshit. Because it's horse shit. She's profiting from this. She's a profiteer from this shit. And George Janko, fuck you. Shame on you for legitimizing this person in the most sincere way when it comes to religion. And so when people ask me like, oh, Rollo, are you religious? Do you have a faith? Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, well, first of all, what I want you to do is I want you to read the book that took me 3 years to write, The Rational Male Religion. Then that will answer 90% of your questions. Don't ask me to hold your fucking hand for something I've already said. Next, if you don't read any chapter in that book but one, read chapter 14, because that's where I explain like why this stuff makes sense to me. I don't wear my religion on my sleeve. I am not somebody who's out there proselytizing. Okay. If people want to ask me about that privately or something, I think it's something that should be between you and your God, or you and your best friend, or you and your wife, or whatever else. It's a private, it should be a private, sincere, belief, right? It's not something you go door to door. You have time to talk about our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ? Rollo Tomasi? Like, do you have time? No. Again, genuine desire. Even in the Bible, it says, the Lord doesn't want lukewarm Christians. He wants you to be either hot or cold. If you're lukewarm, he'll spit you out of your mouth. That's all this is. It's all this fucking is. It's a grift for her. And if George Janko had any fucking ass in his britches, he would have done his homework and found out that Nala Ray, this is just another fucking grift for her. It's just another series of Kajabi classes she can monetize and sell. And you know what? She's going to do it because you legitimized it. You invited her in. You invited the Viper into your fucking home. So don't be afraid. Don't be fucking pissed off when she starts poisoning and biting people. Don't start crying about that shit, George Janko. So yes, do I have a faith? Absolutely, I do. But that has nothing to do with this show. But I will call this shit out when I see it. And that's why this shit pisses me off. Like whenever I see Sneeko or even Andrew Tate, and they're like, "Oh, I converted to Islam," and they don't live the lifestyle, and they're just all they have is like a freshly minted copy of the Quran or something like that, and they're clearly not Muslim. They'll wear the frock and the hat and the white pajamas and everything like that, and pretend they're going on their what is it, to Mecca, the jihad, I forget it was their missionary, whatever it is. I would be pissed off if I was a Muslim. That would offend me. In fact, I talked to Abu American. He's like, does that shit fucking offend you? He's like, yes, it does, because it's like all it is a ridiculing of the faith. What's it called? It's not the Hajjah, yeah.
Or Al-Hajjah.
Al-Hajjah, yeah. And so like Sneeko he pretends to be, he's LARPing. He LARPs as a fucking Muslim. He LARPs as a fucking human being is what he does. But then I got to throw it at Andrew Tate too. He's LARPing as a Muslim because it helped his cause for a while, and now it doesn't. And so it's like, okay, take this costume off and put on, it's cosplay. It's religious cosplay. And that's what Nala Ray is. This is her cosplay for religion. And once she can't make money off of it, once the podcast invites stop coming, she'll move on to something else. She'll move on to selling crystals in California, right? She'll move on to going back. She can always go back to OnlyFans. Do you think that if she went back to OnlyFans right now, that she wouldn't be the hottest fucking commodity on OnlyFans right now?
Oh yeah.
She would jump to the top of just like Bella Thorne. Remember when Bella Thorne said, "Oh yeah, I'm going to go on OnlyFans and show my ass finally," right? She became she made like $2.5 million in 24 hours. Grabbed that bag and said, "See ya, suckers. Bye-bye." Whoop. Got out of town.
Bye, Felicia.
Quick as she fucking could, man. I think that women get a kick out of breaking down men, sort of as men have body count, like a homage, tribute to militant feminism. Okay. One thing I was going to also point out now, if you have read The Rational Male Religion, you'll already know this, but since you probably haven't, I'll spot you this one. Okay. The reason why, like when I was doing the background studies for Christianity, because I had to cover Islam, I had to cover Judaism, I cover all the Abrahamic religions, obviously, and all like the subsects of each one of those. I covered some Eastern religions, Hinduism, Sikhism, and Buddhism, and Krishnaism, because it was because Tulsi Gabbard is a Krishna, right? And I'm like, what's the appeal of Krishna for because it was mostly Western women who were converting to Krishnaism, right? Back then. And because remember, this was like 2019, 2020. And so it was right before the Biden election, right? And Tulsi, I think, wanted to be one of the contenders or like vice president or so. That's back when she was a Democrat, right? Now she's not a Democrat anymore. And I was wondering what the appeal was for Krishnaism for Western women. Well, the thing is it's basically Christianity without Christ. Right? It's basically Christianity with it's very similar, like structurally to Christianity, except for you can fuck. And so I was looking at the Christian side of things, and I'm like, why is Christianity the go-to religion for mostly Western women or women in general, right? Particularly someone like Nala Ray, okay? And the reason is because Christianity is fundamentally based on forgiveness. Mm-hmm. And so if the Lord has forgiven her, why can't you? Right? And so if George Janko has Nala Ray on the show, then he's being the bigger man. And of course he just blathers out the Christianese the whole time he's on there. And, but really what he's doing is legitimizing it. But the only reason why so many women come to the church is because it's based on forgiveness. Why? What do you need to be forgiven for? My body count, my single motherhood. They have single motherhood ministries, right? Well, if I can't find a man in the world to help me with benefits, they're going to help me with these kids, well, maybe I can find them in the church. And so that's because, well, those men are more predisposed to forgiveness, right? Because they're church-going guys. At least that's my logic in all of this. So, like, Christianity is primarily based on like Christ's forgiveness, right? A forgiving of your sins, of blood washes it all away, right? And whereas, like, for Islam, it's more based on works, and Judaism definitely based on works, right? You have to earn your forgiveness. You have to earn your way into heaven. Whereas, at least in the Protestant sense, it's not about earning it. Although, like, you know, I'm sure Catholics and Orthodox guys would probably have an issue with that's not real Christianity, and you're never going to have that. I don't want to get into fucking no true God. No real Christian would say that. Like, let's just not get into that right now. What I'm talking about is, why is it that Christianity is more appealing to a female mindset, particularly when that woman is between the ages of 29 and 31 years old, right? Because it's like a mulligan, you know. It's like the Uno car re-roll. Yeah, I get a re-roll. I get a free re-roll. I get a reverse card in fucking Uno, you know. And that's why Christianity is so appealing for women, because these are the rules. You're a Christian man. You have to play by the rules. The rules are, I'm forgiven, and so you have to forgive me too. And you have to take me seriously. And if I spout off enough of this Christianese, you're going to believe me. And the guys, like, oh, she's a porn star. Yes, it's all about forgiveness. Yes, it's all about me. It's all, you know what? Everybody deserves a second chance. The Lord said this, and let me, rattle off some scriptures here, right? Meanwhile, she's got like a dozen different classes on like Kajabi or Teachable or some shit like that. And it's all a fucking grift. She's even said this on fucking whatever podcast, that she's proud to be a con artist. She's a pathological liar. Andrew Wilson, thank you for reminding of that. Yeah, when she was on whatever podcast, she was talking about how she was a dyed-in-the-wool pathological liar. Do we have any, forgive her all you want, do we have any evidence to the counter that she would do anything different at this stage? No. Then why are you giving this bitch a fucking platform, George Hawkman? Why are you giving her a fucking platform? Well, you're doing it because she's got a great, she has a great fucking body. She is fucking tight as can be, man. I don't know how it is now, but certainly when she was in her prime, it was I understand why you're making a lot of money doing what you're doing, but didn't give what do we estimate, between $5 and $10 million?
Yeah, it's like 5 and 10.
Oh, so now, so then you got Michael Knowles, who has her on twice. Then you have this guy. You know what kills me is, like, you won't have Nala Ray on, but you'll invite Destiny back on your show. What the fuck is wrong with you people? Anyway, so like, I was wondering, like, why is it? Well, it's because it's based on forgiveness, and that can be weaponized. Forgiveness can be weaponized, and women are starting to figure that out. And it's not just Nala Ray. That's why I was saying, like, this whole thing about OnlyFans, like, former porn stars, former OnlyFans stars are all finding Christ all of a sudden. Yeah, of course, because the first crop of them are just now coming into that age bracket. Because remember, what's the age of Gen Z? They're just this side of 30 right now. So yeah, of course they are. They got the bag. They got the. If I was a chick, if I was Nala Ray, right, my tits out to here, right, I probably would get with a different dude or not get it with anybody at all. But if I'm worth $5 to $10 million, I'm pretty much set for life, for myself. Make some good crypto investments along the way, make it work for you. But if you have that and you're at that point in life, either you're doing that because you have this sort of sincere conversion, or you're doing it because it's an easy out. It's an escape hatch. And it's coming at, like I said, I don't doubt the sincerity of it, because I'm sure she would pass a polygraph test if I said, "Are you really sincere about this conversion to Christianity and her baptism?" She probably believes it. She probably was it George Costanza. It's not a lie if you believe it. So like you see all these girls coming out of the business, and I'm just, you can point to, I'm trying to think of some of the girls. Well, I mean, obviously Mia Khalifa's an easy one, but like even Mia Khalifa still uses her porn name. If you were that against porn, she's also one of the top creators. I think the number 4 creator on OnlyFans right now. She doesn't do commercial. I'm not in the business anymore. I just do it privately. I just do private showings now. But she's still the number 4 top earner on OnlyFans as far as the last 2024, 2023. And still uses her thing. So how, I don't see her converting to Christianity anytime soon, but, or like, who else was it? Eva Lovia. That's not her real name. It's something else, but like, she's been on whatever podcast. She has been on Blacked. She's been on Brazzers. She is like a commercial porn chick, and she's gonna, like, here's the one thing, like, ladies, let me just give you I don't do advice, but I'm going to do advice for you. Okay. If you're getting out of porn, just fucking get out of porn, and don't become a personality who just got out of porn, right? Don't be an influencer. I'm a previous porn star influencer. Don't go away. Just grab your money and go live in the fucking Hamptons. Grab your money and go buy a really cheap property in Malibu, because they all burn down, right? Go take your money and go the fuck away. If you were really sincere about your conversion, if you were really sincere about your regret for having been in the business, you would not be back on whatever podcast. You would not be on Chris Williamson's show. You would not be pretending to be an authority on what women should and shouldn't do today. You fucked up. Okay. I mean, according to your own, I'm not saying you do, but it doesn't matter what the fuck I say, but according to your own confession, according to your own testimony, you did things the wrong way. But you're trying to sell yourself as an influencer, as a brand of me, a personality brand, that you know something, and that here's what young ladies ought to do. No, go take your money, go away, go fucking get the fuck out. Just get the fuck out. Because if you were sincere about it, you would go away. You wouldn't just try to book yourself on. And Brian, what the fuck are you doing booking Eva Lovia on the fucking show? Well, I know what you're doing, because you want big titties on there. I get it. I would too. But presenting yourself as some sort of a relationship expert. You worked in porn. You're not a relationship expert. You're a relationship actress. If you want to teach acting classes, by all means, go on. You want to teach improvisational theater? Please do. You want to help women get out of the business? Then don't go on whatever podcast. Form some sort of organization on your own and help them get out on your own. Build that up. But no, I'm going to go on and tell men and women, or tell men how they should act so women won't be irresponsible and want to go get into pornography on OnlyFans. No, we've democratized porn so women, and any woman can do it from the comfort of her own fucking home. They're going to make that choice irrespective of what the fuck you say. Grab your money, take it, go away, shut the fuck up, and leave the fucking scene. If you were sincere, that would be the first thing you would want to do. But no. Eva Lovia is not going to do that. Mia Khalifa is not going to do that. What's that other chick? There's a couple of other porn stars that just like that. I mean, just fucking nasty ass sluts too. I can't remember the fucking name. One of them had a baby. I forget her name. I'm glad I forgot her name. Fuck, somebody's going to come up with it in the fucking chat. I just know, because you guys are fucking porn addicts. That's okay. You're my porn addicts. All right. The last thing I want to say here too is wait, we still got more of this. Hang on.
Yeah. That's how it always works. So I say to guys, all right, sow your wild oats, from 15 to 25, and then, start trying to find someone serious. And with girls,
it's funny. I know he's about to say it's the opposite. It's exactly what women are doing right now, although it's from like 18 to 28 now. That's exactly the life plan. Like Gavin McInnes is like old school. I think he's probably Gen X like me, right? Like that worked back in the 70s and the 80s. Now we're in the 90s and the 2000s and into the 25 years into the 20th century. The thing is, shit's changed, my friend. Shit's changed.
Only option. It's the only option. The other option is what? Be a virgin until you're in your 30s and then get a girl that's been ran through. If she's ran through, then I need to have a high body count too.
Yeah.
I mean, I was going to these big churches, 10,000 people plus churches for basically my whole.
See, here's the thing is like, I hate it when they make it about tit for tat. Like it's got to be, well, if she's doing this, then I have to have one too, right? No, you're a guy. You should want to have one just because you're a fucking dude. That should be your natural, innate impulse. Unlimited access to unlimited sexuality. If there was no restriction from women, if women were as less choosy as men, the world would look like a gay bathhouse. It would, like, because there would be like women be like, oh yeah, I'm down. I'm DTF. Let's fucking go. Let's go. Right. All right. Keep on rolling, baby. You know what time it is. Yeah, I mean that's what it would look like if there was no filters on male or female sexuality. That's what it would look like. It would look like a gay bathhouse. You want to know why? You want to know why men, like homosexual couples, have the lowest incidence of divorce? Because they also have the lowest incidence of marriage
and domestic violence.
Yeah, and domestic violence, because they understand. Men understand. Recognizes game. Yeah, gays recognize gay. Oh, he's so hot. Yeah, I get it. Okay, whatever. But the idea that you should have a high body count because some bitch has a high body count is exactly the same logic that chick is using and saying to justify her high body count. Now, women are going to have a high body count if they want to. They're going to have a high body count regardless of what you think. They don't care. The only reason why women have a problem with men asking about their body count is because we live in the age of a digital footprint. There's no getting away from it. Even if you have a low body count, I'm not saying a no body count, I'm saying a low body count. If all that guy sees on or all any guy sees, period, on your Instagram is you walking around in lingerie, in high heels, in bikinis, and please keep doing this. I love that. I'm happy that you're doing this. But if you're the marrying kind, or if you're looking to start the next chapter of your life, it might not be a good idea, because even if you have a low body count, you're still advertising your sexuality. You're the advertiser. Men are the pitchmen. So if you're advertising if you have a boyfriend, ladies, if you have a boyfriend and you're advertising your sexuality on Instagram, you're advertising. It's closed on his end and it's open on your end. That's why women hate whenever we talk about this all the time. On Access Vegas, we'll say, ladies, this is always a question, like, ladies, if you met the right guy who checked off all the boxes, whatever, would you take it upon yourself to take all the pictures off, your sexy pictures off of Instagram, and maybe put some pictures of you and him on there, right? None of them would do it. Not one of them, because it's their insurance policy. Well, if shit goes sideways with this guy, I want to be able to hit the ground running, right? I want to be. It's advertising. It's sexual advertising. You know why women do soft launches with the guy, the hand thing, or they show their feet on the beach somewhere with a Corona or something like that? The reason why they do soft launches is because they know that if the minute they show a boyfriend on their Instagram, all their followers just plummet. They just drop, unfollow. And even if that doesn't happen, they know in the back of their heads that the possibility is that that could happen. And so what do they say? Well, I don't do that because he wouldn't be the right guy if he wanted me to do that. I said, that's not what I said. I didn't say he asked you to do it. I said, would it occur to you to take those pictures off of there? And every last one of them, and every show we've ever asked this, no, I would never even think to do that, because that's the unthinkable. It's unthinkable to not be advertising all the time, right? But if that same dude that they've been with for 3 months starts liking another girl's photos or starts saying, hey, looking good, or putting a comment in her photos or something like that, that's cheating. He's pitching. And if he's pitching by saying, hey, you look good, blah, 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 put a heart emoji, whatever the fuck it is, right? Or you like a chick's pictures or something like that, she sees that, then that's a betrayal of trust. Whereas you're advertising your cooter on Instagram. Well, that's what I do for a living, Rolo. Okay, I get that. At least you could say that, right? But most of these girls wouldn't do it anyways. It wouldn't occur to them to take it off of there. They wouldn't realize. So what does that do? It creates a situation where it is closed on his end and it's still open on her end. She's allowed to advertise. She's allowed to project the lie that she is sexually available. It's like it's me taking off my wedding ring and going, yeah, I'm not married. No, not at all. This is what you're doing, ladies. No, you can fuck me, no problem. I'm not married. Holding my wedding ring behind my
tan
back.
line in place.
Yes. Hi. Yeah, the tan line's right there. Hi. No, I'm not married. No, not at all. You know, it's the same fucking effect. Imagine me doing that. Imagine me like, I'm going to take a picture of me like here, take a picture of my hand right now. Oh, Rolo says he's no longer married. Imagine my wife seeing that. It's like me trying to advertise my sexual availability, right? That would be at least questionable activities for sure. If not, I'm doing it for effect right now, but like if I did try to do that semi-seriously, somebody would try to dox me or rat me out for something like that. Whereas they won't do it for a woman who's showing her cooter. Right? So anyways. All right, last
life. And the girls there are, one, not virgins, and two, they're not interested in the guys at church. The girls at church are not into the guys at church.
Good enough. Okay, first of all, if you're going to church too and you expect to find a virgin there,
tiebreaker to you.
Just live. Oh, wait, no.
She's not a Christian.
Get out. Like you have bigger problems than church if you think that like, guys, it's time to just. But Rolo says I shouldn't expect a virgin bride. I can't believe that. Like, let's be realistic, okay? You're probably not going to especially if you're a 30-year-old guy. Odds are, maybe I'm crazy here, but odds are you're probably not going to find a virgin in church at 30 fucking years old. What was I saying before? Whenever I see a guy who's like in his late 20s, early 30s, and he's still a fucking virgin, it looks like he's missing a fucking arm. He's like trying to, do the monkey bars with one fucking arm, right? And it's pretty incredible that he can still do it, right? Because he hasn't lost faith. He hasn't lost hope. But the thing is if I see a guy and a guy says, well, I'm still a virgin, I'm still waiting for, he's Tim Tebow at 30 fucking years old, right? Yeah. And all these women in the audience, because he's a good looking guy, right? Like, oh, good for you, Tim. And all the rest of these dudes are like fat and ugly. They're like, what about me? I'm still a virgin at 40, Yeah, it's not. That's what it boils down to. But yeah, if you're expecting to find a virgin anywhere, much less, well, certainly in any industrialized nation, that might be something you want to like sort of have a little bit of compromise with. Let's just say, it's dumb. It's like amazing to me. Maybe it's because it's a generational thing, but like being Gen X, I never expected to find a wife that didn't have a body count of at least 4 or 5, right? And I love it when people are like, oh well, none. I got to find a girl who's a virgin, right? Like you're like purity signaling. It's not even virtue signaling. It's purity signaling. What that says to me is I'm looking for a virgin woman. That means you're a virgin. Probably. Right. And what are you still doing a virgin at 30 years old? Like you haven't figured out how to get pussy by the time, like 30 years on planet fucking Earth, and you haven't figured out how the secret of magic of the pussy.
By 13, I was already there.
Remember in Conan? Remember when Conan the Barbarian and the Arnold Schwarzenegger version? I need to learn the mystery of steel. right? You need to learn the mystery of pussy,
Yeah.
And like, well, it's the least I can do for you. Let me tell you how the pussy. I'm Rollo Tomasi. I'm like I'm like this. What is it? James Earl Jones. I forget the villain's name in Conan. Let me look at your body. you have this to. I gave this to you. What a waste. Contemplate this on the tree of woe. You have to learn you have to learn the mystery, not the mystery of steel, the mystery of pussy. And once you've figured out the mystery of pussy, then you can move on.
Thulsa Doom.
Thulsa Doom. I am Thulsa Tomasi.
Yeah, the Thulsum Doom of pussy.
Thulsa Doom. Thulsa Doom of pussy. That's me. Yes. Thulsa Tomasi. Look at your body. What a way. I gave this to you. Look at the muscles of your thighs. Shall I tell you the mystery of steel? Shall I tell you the mystery of pussy? The riddle. I'm sorry. Yeah, it's a riddle of steel, not the it's a riddle of pussy. You're right. I'm sorry. You know what? You get one of those. I was wrong. It's not the mystery of pussy. It's the riddle of pussy. Yes. Let me tell you the riddle of pussy. Yes. Look at the muscles of your thighs. Oh fuck. Yeah. But I mean, like, maybe it's a generational thing, but like I don't understand this. Maybe I do, because it's just basically cope. But like, I don't understand this bullshit about like, I'm holding out for a virgin bride. Well, you better move to the Amish Dutch country of Pennsylvania, and you better convert to Amishism, whatever, because that's Rollo. Where do I find a virgin, Rollo? Where do I find a good wholesome girl, country girl, churning butter and milking cow? The Amish Dutch country in Pennsylvania. That's the only. I'm going to point you in that direction, because that seems like the only place left in U.S. soil where you're going to find that. Or convert to Islam and move to the Middle East, because I think that might still be a thing over there. I'm not sure, but like, really, like, so fucking what? You didn't tap the safety seal? Okay, whatever. God. I don't think ever once in my life did I worry about fun. I've had sex. Oh God, here we go. Personal stories. I've had sex with 2 virgins in my life, 2 virgin girls, and each one of them like just instantly feels for, like, they just lock on like fucking vice grips. Like, you turn the thing on, channel locks right on your cock, and pulling you away. Right. I mean, I get it. Okay. If that's the only thing that'll do for you. Okay. But there's the reason why they get locked onto you like that is because you were the first. Like, you never forget your first, right? I could tell you exactly every down to the last detail of my first time having sex when I was 17 years old. Thank you very much. And it wasn't some cosmic, event. It wasn't like with the harmonic convergence. It wasn't there was no, we didn't have any talk about connection. I need to feel connected to you, little Rollo, 17-year-old Rollo. That didn't happen. It was just like, are you down to fuck? Fuck yeah, I'm down to fuck. Let's fucking go. Have you ever done this before? Yes, I have. No, I haven't. But like afterwards, man, just towel off the equipment and go down to 7-Eleven for a big gulp. That's the buses still ran on time, and no bluebirds of happiness perched on my shoulder. The clouds didn't part and the angels didn't sing or anything like that. It was just
grass wasn't greener.
Another fucking day. Yeah. Did it feel good? Fuck yeah. Did I go back for more? Fuck yes, I did. Yeah. But hey, I can tell somebody's attitude towards sex when they're talking about like finding some puritanic girl, but so by that logic, Nala Ray should be just fine for you because she's now born again, right? She's technically a virgin in the Lord's eyes. Well, of course, I guess she's married. She's probably fucking the boyfriend or the new husband. But let's just say, for sake of argument, there is no new husband, right? Is she a virgin now? If she goes to church and she gets forgiven of all her sins, being all my body count shouldn't matter. Why? Because the Lord forgave me. Why can't you? I'm using that from now on. And anytime I fuck up, hey, the Lord forgave me. Why can't you?
Ooh.
You forgot to take the trash out, but the Lord forgave me. Why can't you?
Get that Lord pill on them.
Yeah. Well, I had Tony Huge ask me about that too. He's like, I don't understand how you can be around all these hot women and yet you don't want to fuck. You don't. I said, wait a minute. Want? Yes. Do? No. It's like, yeah, I'm not dead. Okay. I am on TRT. You know that, right?
I am enhanced.
Yes. But like, again, that's always been a strength of my marriage, right? Like my wife is like, she's like, yeah, go do what you do.
Mental fortitude.
This is what you do. You know, she like, especially when we got a new girl. What was she like? She was fucking hot. Look at see her tits. Yeah, I did. But what was she like? You know, I love it when I'm doing thumbnails for the show, and it's usually if I use if we have different sometimes we have the same girls on the show. And if I use a different a picture of like CJ Sparks and she's like in her latest lingerie and her tits are pushed up to here, then she'll watch me do it. Where she's like, oh, who do we have on the show? And I'll go, CJ's on. Let's see, Monica Cruz is on. Jessica Aaron was on and stuff. So she knows, she's familiar with all of the girls on the show, and she'll be like, use that picture. Why don't you use this one? She looks better in this. Oh, her tits are pushed up more. And there's no jealousy involved whatsoever in any of that stuff. It's, in fact, if anything, she's told me in the past she likes the fact that I'm around other women that appreciate that like me, right? Because that, you want to know why we have really good sex on twice a week is because of that. Like I said, third party dread. I don't have to do anything. I just be me, and even if I wasn't doing this show, I'm still around. I'm still going to events. I have to put myself out there, and that's just part of the gig. Does that, she has a tough time introducing me at church functions, but other than that, I try to keep like my work life and my personal life separate, but sometimes I'll be, shout out to the guys that I met in Costco, the new Costco that's at Rhodes Ranch. It's in South Summerlin right now. It just opened up. It's a brand new Costco it's 5 minutes away from my house. Thank the Lord, man.
They have a gas station there too.
Yeah, they do, man. It's fucking awesome. I love it. But I go there, and every time I go there probably like every other week or maybe like once a month, once every 3 weeks. And I went there, and there was a guy who works there who instantly recognized me. I'm there with my wife and my mother-in-law. and my wife just tries to keep going, and I'm sitting here talking to him and stuff like, come on, And then I had another dude just the last time I was there, and he recognized me in Costco. And I'm walking, it was just me and my wife at that time. And he's like, he just looks at me and smiles. And I'm like, oh, here we go. And the dude's like, I love your work, bro. He was with his wife or some chick. I don't know if he wanted her to know, but he was just like, I love your work. I'm like, I got you, man. Thanks. Appreciate it. But that's just how it works. You want to talk about soft dread. You want to talk about like third party dread. And again, I'm using the term dread, not in the negative context. I'm just using it because it's just an abstraction. It's just convenient. Right. But it's competition anxiety. It's knowing that you're a guy that other women want, or other men want to be, and other women want to fuck. Right. And Rollo thinks he's the kind of guy that other women want to fuck. I can't believe he'd say something. He's how arrogant. Like, it's like, what's funny is like, there's a very fine line between confidence and arrogance. And that fine line is, I like you. I don't like you. Arrogance, confidence. That's how it works, man. That's how it's going to work. Okay. Let's see. Oh, the last thing I was going to say, I do have one last article here before I give you the pitches. Our Reignite group is going to be meeting on October 29th. It's our Halloween program. We're going to be going out on ATVs out into the desert. So we're going to be driving around, and we have girls coming too. So we're going to be doing photography and stuff out there, and promo stuff out there, out in the desert, which is probably a big mud pit right now because it's rained pretty hard the last couple of days. And so we're going to be doing that on the 29th, the 30th, and the 31st. The 30th is going to be the Tao nightclub costume contest, which is always a big deal in Las Vegas. And then there is another event on the 31st that Mike informed me of, and I can't remember the name. I think it might be like the Encore Beach Club or Encore. They have a Halloween contest as well. I'm debating on whether I'm going to go to that, but our event is going to be at Tao. That's coming up. If you want to get more detail, thank you, Sam Botta, for putting that into the chat there. And you can put that QR code up there if you want. And then if you hit that QR code right there, the one that's right here, that will get you, just scan that with your phone. And thank you, StreamYard, for giving us the ability to post funky links on on YouTube. But hit that, and then that will give you all the details for Reignite and the Reignite Halloween thing. You don't have to be a member of Reignite to join us. You can just show up and pay the fee, obviously. But you don't have to be an actual, continuous member. If you just want to check it out, this is probably the easiest and best way to check out my group. The book is coming out very, very soon. And that will probably be the middle of next week, I think, is when we should be. That's when I'm going to send it out. Probably I'll send it out on Monday. If I get approval before the end of the week, I will let you know on this show next Sunday where we stand on the sixth sixth book in the Rational Male series called Reignite. And I was detailing a little bit of it in today's show. Once it comes out, I will definitely be doing a full dedicated show for the book. That said, the other thing people have been asking me about recently is the female teacher, student, rapist essay episode that I usually do one of those a year. We haven't got to the final count yet for how many we're up to, but we're up to 74 individual counts of female teachers sexually abusing their male students. Individual accounts, 74. Last year we got to 79 by the end of the year, and we still got 2.5 months to go. So I think we're probably going to beat it this year. So if we get to 80, I'll do the show, because obviously we're going to do that'll be more than it was last year. So I'm still waiting for more of them to come in. If we never get to that, I'll probably do it in November anyways. But I've been kind of waiting up for that one because people always ask me about that show, and that's always a banger. So yes, I do have that in the wings coming up soon. Last thing, final thought here is, of course, this is George Janko. That's my final thought. No, I was going to say is that one thing that Nala Ray has picked up upon, and most of these sort of ex-porn stars have picked up upon, is what I call the prodigal son narrative. Although in this case, it's the prodigal daughter narrative, meaning that the prodigal son, the parable of the prodigal son, is the son who leaves the family, says, "Dad, give me my inheritance. I'm going to go out into the world and seek my fortune." And then he goes off into the world, and it's really rough for him. And he spends all of his inheritance on hookers and blow. And he comes back penniless, has nothing to his name, is living in homelessness and destitution, and decides, well, you know what? I would rather be a servant in my father's home and feed the pigs and the slop and everything, because that would be better than being out here in this fucked up world. So I'm going to go back and see Dad and see if I can rejoin, if he'll accept me back in the family. And of course, what do? They see him coming down the road, and they ring the bells, and they slay the fatted calf, and they have this huge, gigantic party because the son that was lost comes back to him, right? That is the narrative that Nala Ray is monetizing George Janko. That is the belief set that limits you from seeing the chicanery, the fuckery of people like Nala Ray. Not just Nala, but there's other people who use the same thing. It's like, I have returned back to the fold. And the parable of the prodigal son is not about the prodigal son. It is about the true believers. It is about the people who say, you know what? We never left the faith. We were right all along. Look, here's one of our own who fell from grace, went out into the world and realized the grass isn't always greener on the other side. And she got fucked up and she went and did OnlyFans and she sucked a lot of dick and she did come face on fucking whatever podcast. And of course, she didn't actually blow her inheritance on hookers and blow. She actually is worth $5 to $10 million right now. And now she wants to come back to the fold, right? She wants to come back to the family where she'll be welcomed in open arms because what is lost, the lost sheep has come back to the flock, right? You're the flock. You're the sheep that believe this bullshit. Little Chicky D, what was that girl? Is that his girlfriend or his wife, George Janko, the girl with the braces, whatever? She believes this. She buys this shit hook, line, and sinker. I said the same thing about Michael Knowles. I'm going to lay this before your feet, Hawkman. Okay? The thing is she's the only reason why you bring her into the fold right now is because if you don't, it's a lack of faith on your part. Is if you don't accept her sincere, like, how many times shall I forgive my enemy, Lord? 7 times 70, right? Or whatever it is. 777,777, right? That's how many times you should, forgive your prodigal daughter. Well, if my grift, if my profiteering is based on your constantly forgiving my fuckery, then why wouldn't I fucking build a business on that? Why? It's easy to build a personal brand on that. That's why more and more of these OnlyFans girls and these former porn stars are coming. They were lost and they're lost sheep coming back into the fold again. And you're there to welcome them with open arms without any form of judgment, without any form of wisdom. Like, was it Andrew Wilson was saying, like, if you had actual wisdom, George, you would have gone and said, look, she's been on these podcasts. She's already confessed to being a career liar. She's a pathological, proud pathological liar. And if you had any kind of discernment or wisdom, you would not be bringing this dumb hoe on your fucking, you would let her go. If she's sincere, she would shut the fuck up and go away. If she's sincere, she can do it privately. She can keep her fucking voice down. She could go and wear a fucking, a frock in the congregation and keep silent. Keep silent. No ministry for you, no teaching for women, no, we're going to be equal, we're equally yoked, we're going to be co-equal partners in this marriage. No, keep silent. If you believe in this, if this is your sincere faith, keep silent, woman. Men are speaking. Your husband is now the person who should be informing you and teaching you. You should in no way, particularly after coming out of, whatever it was that you were in before, should you be teaching anything. But that's what you're doing. And shame on George Janko and the rest of these idiots who are giving this woman oxygen still to this fucking day. TPUSA, people were wondering, well, Rolo, didn't you have a problem with Charlie Kirk? I had a problem with TPUSA. I had a problem with Charlie Kirk when it came to, what his sort of naive expectations of men and women were. But primarily bringing Nala Ray to TPUSA to be sort of this prodigal daughter returneth. And it's like I said, the prodigal daughter is about the family. It's not about the daughter. It's not about the son. It's not even about the father. It's about these guys. It's about the people who are part of the true believers who want to keep the faith. We never strayed from the faith. See, it must be real. It must be reaffirmed. It must be a confirmation of faith when an unbeliever goes out and comes back and she says, oh, I'm sorry, you guys were right all along. Can I be part of the family again? Sure you can. You're forgiven. Come back into the faith, right? And if you don't do this, you're one of these guys. If you're Rollo Tomasi or Andrew Wilson, you go, no, go over here and show us that you're sincere in your, show us a sign that you're sincere in your fucking faith. Well, then that makes me and Andrew Wilson and anybody else who does this a heretic. You don't believe in the faith. They're going to question your faith, not hers. They're going to question yours for wanting to keep the vipers out of the house, for wanting to keep the disease out of the house. Like, at least until such a time that she can say, okay, like, I'm sorry, this is my, you can do penance, whatever the fuck you want to call it, but at least prove yourself that this isn't just a grift, that this is something that's sincere. Because I will tell you right now, on your deathbed, it's not going to be about the kind of money that you met. It's going to be about your sincere relationship with God and with your creator of the universe. It's going to be you and him, and that's going to be fucking it, right? And I keep thinking that because when I see people profiteering off of this, join the family, just come on in, no questions asked, here you go, right? That's why we're in the fucking situation that we're in right now, socially, politically, gender-wise, everything else, because everything is just like, there's no conditions. There's no, here, just come on, open borders, man. That's all this is. It's just religious open borders. Come on in. No worries. Come on in. It's all good. You profess faith, no problem. You said the prayer, right? You did 7 Hail Marys, whatever the fuck, what it is to get you to go. Like, that's it. You said a few little lines and you're good to go. Yeah, you're going to get rolled. And that's why I have a problem with guys like George Janko. That's why I have a problem with like fucking Michael Knowles. That's why I have a problem with these guys, because you're shitting on my faith. You got like, I've got some questions here, right? Like, there's no question whatsoever. It's just presumed that she's 100% sincere and 100%. She's not fucking around with anybody. She's not trying to turn this into a grift. Like, that would be my first assumption. This is a bit. Why is that not your first presumption? You know why? Because if it was, it would be a lack of faith on your part. And and you can't, when that's your brand, you can't afford that. Anyways, that's my show. That's what I'm going with today, guys. I will see you next week. Thanks, Kyle, for a fucking awesome show again. Yeah. And do we have any more supers left? Oh, we do. Let me get to these real quick. Why do I have the need to help some guys get a girl, but others I actually don't want to share my knowledge with them because they are a lost cause? Why are some guys so hard to teach? I will tell you this, White Lion. Wait. Just said that. Wait. Oh, God, I love that fucking band. Vito Bratta, very underrated guitar player. It's because he played a headless guitar. That's why everybody hates him. Fucking Steinberg. Anyways, no, I was going to say is some people you can't reach. I hate to say it. I've put it this way. The red pill is like triage. Okay. You help the ones that you can. You help the people who are in the most need, who have the most need. And then you read last rites to the dying. And then you move on to the next one and you save the next one that you can. That's why I always say, like, the red pill in my personal perspective is like each one tell one. I don't want people to be evangelists for the red pill. It's not a religion. And God knows, I'm happy for your enthusiasm. Thank you for your enthusiasm when it comes to my work or it comes to just the red pill in general. I know you want to save everybody. Everybody has to be saved, but you can't save them all. There will be casualties. And sometimes you just have to know who you can save and who you can't. It's law 10 is what it is in the 48 laws of power. Avoid the unhappy and the unlucky. And because they sometimes draw misfortune, I'm paraphrasing. They draw misfortune upon themselves. And so beware of saving the drowning man, because they will draw their misfortune on you and drag you down too. So be careful of trying to save who you can, but read last rites to the dying too, and having the discernment to do that. Sir Rollo Tomase, son of Tomase. In a LTR, long-term relationship, does one need to be a leader and the follower and the other a follower, or is 50-50 still possible? No, it's not. If you're ever going to, like, the word leader implies followers. Okay. So if a woman says, I need you to be, or I want him to be the leader in the household, right? Or you need to be a servant leader. Okay. Leadership implies hierarchy. So if you're going to be a leader, there is no 50-50. I'm here. You guys are down here. I will take care. I will be a beneficent dictator. I will be a beneficent leader. I will put my needs above yours, but my needs are your needs? My needs are better. If you're following my direction, you're going to live a better life as a result of that, right? That's mental point of origin is what it is. It's making yourself the first thing that comes to your mind when you're making an important decision. And it is intimately linked with another concept, which is called enlightened self-interest. I cannot help others until I help myself. I cannot help others as well as when I help myself. So to use the term leader implies a hierarchy. So if a woman says, well, you got to let him lead in the house. Well, first of all, that implies that she's already the leader and she's here, have some leadership. You get a little bit of leadership. It doesn't work that way. Any woman who says, I have to allow him to lead in the house, guess what? You're now a subordinate. That's what you have to, instead of saying like, oh, I got to let him lead in the house. That sounds better than saying I need to be the subordinate in this relationship. I need to defer to his authority. Because that's what leadership, like there's the captain and then there's the squad, right? There is, like I said, men organize societies in hierarchies, right? There's the admiral, the general, the captain, the lieutenant. I'm trying to think of things in terms of like 40K rankings. The private, the specialist, all the way down to private first class, whatever, right? Then there's like the CEO, the CFO, the COO,
the caste system.
Yeah, all the way down to the janitor, right? Yeah. And then there's a caste system.
The untouchables from the bottom.
Yeah. So there's a ranking, there's a hierarchy of burden of performance, right? The hierarchy of performance, right? Ideally speaking, that's how men organize society. Women organize society in the round. That they are communitarian. It's just the result of our co-evolution. Men were the hunters, women were the gatherers. They were the berry pickers. They had strength and they were the vulnerable sex. So there's strength in numbers. It makes sense that everybody gets one. It's distribution of wealth, distribution of resources. It's the longhouse, if you like to put it in those terms. And the men had hierarchies. Who's going to go out? Who's the best hunter? Who's the strongest to carry the caribou back to the tribe? Who's going to be the knife chief and cut open the clean and dress the deer, right? Who's going to there's this order of importance. And the guy at the top of that heap, he's got 5 wives who want to fuck his brains out, and he's got 10 kids as a result of that. And the guy who's down at level 6, he's got 2 wives and he's got 4 kids or 10 kids or 5 kids, whatever, and on down, right? That's how it fucking worked. And we take that structure and we put it into our military, we put it into our team sports, we put it into our marriages. And this is the marriage. So there's no such thing as a 50-50 marriage. Even in homosexual relationships, there's a dom and there is a sub. It is a reflection. It's still based on a common theme, right? There is a dominant personality and there's a submissive personality. There's the one who is the leader and the director of the relationship. There's the catcher and the fucking pitcher, okay? What do you want to be? Who do you want to be? Which one do you want to be? Right? There's still an order of hierarchy in that relationship. Woohoo! Rollo's still alive. Yes, I am for now. Okay. Check with me after December 23rd. Can you get to my chat? I think I already did. And Rollo, you live so long and still don't get it why Jesus was a man because need to sacrifice himself. Bless you, man. Well, Joe, here's the thing. I realize English is probably your second language. I covered this. You would know this if you had read The Rational Male Religion. I talk about exactly the male sacrificial nature. Like when I talk about so for instance, remember were you here for the shooting in 2017, 2018?
No.
At the country thing? Yeah, 77 people. So there were several instances during that shooting where men would put themselves physically in front of women that they didn't know to literally die, to take a bullet for that woman, right? It's the male protector instinct. It's instinctual. It's right there in the moment. Thank you, Ben, for your support. Ned's got to eat, man. Ned's got to eat. That's the male protector instinct. And it's something that is not just, it's evolutionary is what it is. Because like men are the disposable sex, women are the vulnerable sex. So men have an innate, like when women cry, we went, what's wrong? Men cry, we're like, Stop being a little bitch. Oh, geez. Everybody's coming out of the woodwork here. Comanche Club, do you take into account the extreme lack of attractive women as well as their extreme expectations when it comes to reasons older male virgins exist? Yes, of course. There's the standards, but the other thing is like you're also dealing with, what is it? Men today have to work 5 times harder to get a woman who's 20 times worse than their grandmother or grandfather or something like that. But that still doesn't make up for the fact that those guys are not their grandfathers. They're not of the same caliber as their grandfathers were too. So yes, there is that, but there's also, you still have a burden of performance. Just because you have a fucking tube of flesh dangling between your legs does not mean that chicks get down and worship your dick. You still have a burden of performance. You still have to be a high value guy as best as you can maximize your fucking potential. Do women have overblown, egotistical, unrealistic expectations of men today? Absolutely they do. But men also have to be better than they are right now. You have to go out and approach. You have to go out and make those. You got to make those things. Go out and fucking take TRT. Dead ass. I talked about this with Tony Huge. Yeah. Go out there. Your attitude would change overnight with 100 milligrams of T-Pro Masterone, right? You'll be amazed at your attitude adjustment, like with 100 grams of Tren, guaranteed, 100%. So, no, I mean, getting back to that point is like, where did it go? That yellow one, not Comanche. Oh, I think I lost it. It's okay, no worries. But no, I addressed that in religion. There it is. What does it say? Put that up there for me. Share my knowledge because that's the lost cause one. Yeah, okay. I already got to that one. No, it's like it's the is that the one?
It's this one. I don't think this is this one.
No, that was way before that. Maybe it's not yellow. It might have been something else. Anyway, I don't care. No, I mean I touched on all of this in my book on religion. Pretty much everything that I've gone into today's show has been in my book. Religion. If you want to know what like my personal faith is, I haven't really done one of these shows in a while. I got kind of inspired to do this because of the Nala Ray interview with George with Hawkman. Janko. Voltan. Now I'm going to have to go watch Flash Gordon again. That was a good fucking movie, by the way. Underrated. Very underrated, especially for its time. People hated on that fucking movie. I loved it because it was campy and I understood it was meant to be campy. People don't even know what that word means anymore. But no, I mean, the fact that you're still looking for a virgin bride, the fact that you still have these standards, whatever it is. I'm not saying don't have standards, obviously, but understand that you don't find a perfect relationship. You have to build that relationship. You have to base it on something. Anyways, that's my story. I'm out. Guys, I will see you next week, 1 p.m. Pacific, 4 p.m. Eastern. Don't forget Reignite. You can get the link down there. And do I have it? Oh. One last thing. Yes, I was on Inside Edition. Now I can add that to my IMDb database. So if I start talking, I'll talk less about my Dr. Phil appearance and more about my incredible performance on Inside Edition for the 20 seconds I was on the screen. We had one of the girls on the election night episode of Access Vegas. Her name is Mia Ventura. That's not her real name. That's her pro wrestling name. And she apparently her MO. I should do a full episode on this, but I already did one with Mike. If you didn't see it, I did it on Saturday. But we talked about Friday. I did it on Friday, and we talked about how she's basically a thief. She's basically the Tinder swindler. That's what she is. She's a female version of the Tinder swindler. She apparently her MO is to like hook up with older guys, wealthy guys, either on Tinder or on Seeking Arrangements or whatever else. They invite her over to their house. She's all flirty and everything else, figures out where the bedroom is, figures out where the Rolexes are kept or whatever it is, and basically robs these guys, and then makes up some cock and bull reason why she has to go, takes the money and runs, right? And it's probably a little more complicated than that, but that's basically what it is. And so she's done this to 10 guys. There's 10 dudes right now that are talking about this, and there's probably more that are coming forward, but they hit me and Mike up, and they hit Alina up too, because she got ripped off. Her, Alina, and then this other girl, Eden, who we have on the show. She ended up ripping off a Venmo card from Alina. She picked up some jewelry from here, from the green room that's right over here.
It was the bag.
And the bag. And then and she took a credit card from Eden, and the dumb bitch uses the credit card to get her nails done and her hair done next day, and used her name, not Eden's name, used her own name on the card to get her nails done and hair done, and then posts the shit on Instagram. Like, that's the level of just fucking oblivious ignorance that this chick has. And then of course she canceled the card and whatever else. But she's openly a fucking thief. And not just a domestic thief in the United States. She's also pulled this in France, Italy, and Spain on top of everything else. And yes, she's an Israeli national. She is, I think she has dual citizenship in the United States, but she is from Israel. I forget where she said in Israel. But anyways, so please, okay, give me the Jewish shit. Okay, come on, put it in the fucking chat. Go ahead and bring it on. Okay, you done? Got it out of your system? Great. So yeah, it was fucking typical suspect. Thank you. Oh, come on. I know there's more. Give me a no. She is such a big now. Jesus Christ. Guys, since this is the religion show, Jews don't lurk under every rock, okay? Sometimes it's just fucking people being fuckers, right? Sometimes it's just basic fuckery, okay? Everybody who's fucked me over in the past, there have been a couple of Jews. I'm probably sure they're amongst them, but not all of them were. So just throwing that one out there. All right, guys, that's it. So anyways, I was on Inside Edition, and they interviewed me for that. I was on Inside Edition on Friday evening. Was kind of funny. I had people hit me up. Were you just on Inside Edition? Oh my God. Yes. So they hit me up in the morning, wanted to get me to do a quick interview. I did, and they actually used my spot. So I thought that was funny. Maybe we'll know how effective it was if people watch Access Vegas on October 29th. That'll be the next time that we do it. So, yep. Okay, guys, that's it. See you guys later. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye. Out.
Just a kid when we met and went to bed. It was my first time. What'd you expect from me? I'm breaking up the rules now in the game. I've got some new tools. Please do the same. Time came by to win. Over like a matchbox stereo. Time to get my thoughts now, let go. Bound to keep me up all night. But maybe we can fuck again.
Goddamn right.
Now we're fucking in the bathroom, tearing up every wall while I got your hair. Why you screaming my name?
That's nasty.
It is nasty, right? Isn't it nasty? Ugh.
She was swinging in the bedroom, whole top stopping and stepping with her head like she's Claudia Kelly.
Well, I'm a whore.
Run me, ride me up and down like a pony, turning up my song, getting messy, working up and down on your body. Run me,
I want to cast magic missile.
I don't get the hole, man.
The Sitting Podcast has been a production of the Rational Mail. Registered trademark 2025. All rights reserved, and don't steal Ned's stuff.
Gotcha, bitch.
She's not a Christian. And maybe we get back again. And maybe things are different. Goddamn, baby, one more again. Won't you put it on me one more again? And maybe we get back again. And maybe things are different. Goddamn, baby, one more again. Best in my life.
Guilty, 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 guilty.
Tell these bitches to go to hell.
Where are the Cheetos?
God wants you to have the baby.